We're live. All right. Thank you everyone so much for coming and watching this again. Really appreciate it. I hope everybody had a good week. Especially considering I know a lot of us are in lockdown. We're in lockdown
again.
Here. Yeah, I think we just got another 2 weeks added on. So
yeah.
Now,
you thought we were going to be done.
For me, it's, whatever. I work at home. So it's been all right, but I know
Sorry. Whoa, sorry.
it hasn't been the most fun for a lot of people.
That was
So
fun either.
I hope you guys are all holding up, especially, we got
Hi, everybody.
cold January weather for a lot of us anyway, up here in the north. Art Jedi's here, Trenton Massey, and I want to say it, my Curiel.
What?
I'm sorry, my Curiel. I can't read it. I'm sorry. I'm worse than you are with that. Oh, Greg L is here. All right. I'm going to start. So today I'm drawing Captain America. Henry, actually, who...
You should stop reading the stream comments.
I know. I was actually commenting before we started. Like I was on there. It's sitting there and people are saying hi. So I wanted to, which I appreciate all of you, really. Thank you for, talking to me before the stream. So yeah, Henry, who is an OG on the stream and one of our most valued...
OG? What's OG?
Original gangster?
No gangsters.
Anyway.
You gotta come up with a new term.
Maybe it means something else.
There's no gangsters.
Anyway, he's original.
He's an original...
And we love him to death.
OV.
Okay, whatever. So anyway.
Original viewer.
Just for you, Henry, here is, if I can get my camera. Okay, you know what? I need this. Get off here so I can see what I'm doing. There's the layout. So that's what I'm doing. And actually, Henry said, "Are you going to show the layout?" And I realized, shoot, I hadn't drawn one yet.
You're just starting with that layout.
No, I did one.
Flying by the seat of your pants.
I did one when Henry mentioned it. I'm like, oh, shoot. I thought I had everything set up. I was wrong. Okay, here we go.
All right. Optic Gaming OG says Supersonico.
What?
Optic Gaming.
Optic.
OG?
Yes.
Said original gangster.
Oh, it says Supersonico says.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What do you want?
Dave, you slept last night too. There's no excuse.
No, I'm feeling good. It just sounded like a name when you said that. That's all.
Yeah, I see you on there commenting like it's your stream or something.
Who's that?
You.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I feel like I'm like responding to comments and everything, and which is but you're not here yet, and I had everything set up. I'm getting much more streamlined. I'll let you. Good. I'm getting much more streamlined with setting things up. It's actually getting much easier. It really is. So I had time.
Yeah.
So I thought,
we've been doing this for how long now, and it's finally getting easier.
And not just that, but
slow learning curve.
So I put out by the way, if you guys haven't seen it, I put out a video on, I called it caricatures. Meredith said that it's not caricatures, which is true. It's head shapes.
I'm like, that's a terrible name. Terrible name.
I don't know. Anyway, so I put up a new video, and I haven't responded to comments yet. I haven't responded to comments on last week's video either. On this.
Have time.
Well, usually I try to make time. It's important to me. It really is. This week, though.
6 covers in 6 days.
Yeah,
last week.
it was a rough week.
Not have time.
So I really wanted to at least be able to type in and say hi to everyone.
Oh, Dave.
You know what I mean. Come on, what do you want?
Somebody's not seeing the chat on the live feed.
Really? Oh, shoot.
Right.
Okay, yeah, my fault. Hang on. Let me get that fixed. So just take a second.
Oh, mister, it was so easy. I got everything set up right away.
That's why it was so easy. I didn't do half the stuff.
Yeah, you phoned it in, and that's what happened. Well, did you say you'll get it set up in a minute, or is this going to be like half the night here?
Oh, no, it's right now.
Hold on. Sure? Right now?
Yeah, clicking it in right now.
Right now?
Jimmy Reyes showed me how to do this.
Right now? Is it there right now?
And...
Is it there right now?
It should be. Let's see.
It's not there yet.
It is. It's there. I can see it on here.
All right.
All right.
Oh, Davy boy.
You're so forgiving. That's what I love about you.
I am. A generous soul. So generous.
It's your best quality.
It is not my best quality. My sparkling sense of humor. My dry wit.
Your je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, that's it.
You know why they call it that?
Tu ne parles pas très bien français.
Because it's nicer than saying, who the heck knows?
I probably don't speak the good French either, though. So all our French viewers are.
I'm pretty sure that's what it means. I don't know.
It's a certain something. I can't put my finger on it.
There you go. See, I don't know.
So that's what it means.
No, it means who the heck knows.
Let's stick to the language we both grew up with.
All right, fair enough. I'm already coming up.
I seem to have a little bit of. I should have taken my inhaler before I came down here.
You have an asthma?
A little bit.
You want to run up and take some if you're feeling it? You should. Just go do it.
Well, then let's read the first super chat.
Okay.
I missed it. From Gaz for $10. Evening, Mr. and Mrs. Finch, and everyone in the chat. I had another idea for the sketch list: the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman. Ooh.
I used to love the $6 Million
Oh my
Man.
gosh, both of them.
I love the
Both
Beyond.
of them.
I love the. I wasn't allowed to watch TV when I was a kid, but my dad loved the $6 Million Man, and he loved Hulk, so I got to watch those sometimes. And my dad was such a huge fan that he also let me watch Bionic Woman.
That was great.
It was great.
I watched all of them. Wonder Woman, $6 Million Man. I'm writing it on the list. Bionic Woman. Charlie's Angels.
I did a Charlie's Angels cover.
You did, but it wasn't the original Charlie's Angels.
Whatever.
Was it?
And it was
Or was
inked,
it the original Charlie's Angels?
inked by Jimmy.
Right.
Who I need to call tomorrow.
Jimmy?
Yes. Because I talked to him really quickly last week, and we're going to do something. And yeah, it's been.
all James free time.
That's the thing. It's just been. It got
I don't
crazy.
have time. I would like some. Here's what I would like.
Yeah. What would you like?
I would like people to not ask you for anything until after we move.
All right. You know the other thing I want to do?
I
want to fix my desk so it stops making noise. Listen to this. No, it didn't. I knew it wouldn't.
Yeah. Past Master Dan says a caricature is a comic representation of a real person. Yes, I know that it was actually a caricature, but when people say caricature, they think of people at Walt Disney World drawing caricatures, like
Right.
exaggerated pictures of real people.
And this is what we kind of argued
And
about.
this is what we argued about, because I don't think people want that. Is that word gets used in that context, and then people don't understand what it is.
Right.
So I made him change the name.
Anyway, yeah, I changed it.
I made him do it. I have the power like that.
Yeah.
I got the power. I can't do that. I almost did, but I didn't. Greg Al set a cart. Super chat for $5. Hey Dave, thanks for letting me email you. Wasn't sure of your email address, so I did through the site. Couldn't add pics, for example. I have it.
You have it. Okay, I was going to say I haven't seen it.
I have it. We're like ships passing in the night right now.
Yeah.
So I keep wanting to say, hey, I keep marking it as unread.
I haven't checked my. Okay.
It stays up at the top.
Yeah. Again,
You got another
crazy
one
week.
on the other email site that you got to take care of too. So
Okay. Well, you know what? Tomorrow, because I am finished with the covers. I did another cover just this weekend, and I have another one that I'm working on. It's been a lot of covers, and I've got my book that I'm actually trying to do too, but that kind of took a bit of a pause. So I've got another one that I'm working on today. Where it was on the floor. Meredith picked it up.
I picked it up off the floor. Good thing too, because there's pops built on the floor.
No, there's
I'll
not.
do a behind the scenes Instagram cam tonight.
Don't you dare. Oh, the pop stain on the floor. It's very
the
small.
pop stain on the floor.
It is there, though. She's
And
not
Dave
wrong.
with his blankie.
Dude, that was so cool.
Oh, it was awesome.
The problem is, I wear this thing in the summer
I know you were
because I'm superstitious. I can't. It's like I get into habits.
You are
It's
superstitious.
the paper that I use. I get into habits, and so I have to have it, and I cannot draw without it. It's stupid. It is what it is.
It is. All right, next super chat comes from Trenton Massey for $5. Trenton says, "Hi Dina, I just created my new YouTube channel. It is heavily inspired by you."
Trenton has a channel?
Trenton does. If you ever want to stop by, cool beans and advice for getting started.
Well, it's great, Trenton, that you have a channel. I think it's a great way to go. It's such a great way to get in contact with an audience and really get a connection. And I think it means a lot nowadays. I'm gonna lighten this down a little bit. I want to make this one good. By the way, so
you want to make this one good. Unlike the other ones you've done, which, let's be honest, people, they're all crap.
Okay.
Like what you've done in the past is like boned it in.
All right. Anyway, and my eraser's so bad it's leaving gunk on the page. I need to break out a new one. This one here, we're going to be giving away next week. So I thought
Dave's taking a chance.
I thought we were going to hit 100,000 this week. I knocked on wood to no avail, but you know, whatever. I mean, we're doing fine. We're almost there. So that gives me a week to be able to draw, because on 50,000, we gave away a commission and then a few sketches. And so that way I'll be able to do that again. And so give this one away and then a plus, a couple of sketches to go with it. So this one we're going to give away next week.
Says him. Next super chat comes from.
It's easy for me to say because I don't have to mail it.
You don't have to go to FedEx. SCS Powerlifting for $5. SCS says, "What up, everybody?" And good evening, bitches.
Good to see you
I know
here.
He said it exactly like that, but that's how I said it.
That's how you said it, yeah.
So that's how he said it. And that's how it works on the stream. I can make you sound smart, or I can make you sound like a fool.
Yeah. Like you're anytime. You guys have wives that do this to you?
Yes.
She repeats what you say, but then she says it like, oh, yeah, it's exactly right. Yeah.
Because that's how you say stuff. Like that.
I get that a lot. You do that a lot.
Not so much anymore. You haven't been stupid lately. You've been agreeing with me. So I don't have to dirty.
Wow.
I love you. You know what they say?
What do they
Somebody already
say?
said it in the stream.
That you have a certain je ne sais quoi?
Happy wife, happy life.
That's true.
Yep. All right. Next super chat comes from Martin John for $5.49.
That's an interesting super chat, Martin. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Martin.
So mean. Unfortunately, Martin's message got retracted. But thank you for the super chat,
Well,
Martin.
yeah, thank you. And,
And if you have something that you did want to ask,
yeah, please just post it again.
post it and I'll try to pay attention.
But yeah, thank you.
With my ADHD personality. Next super chat comes from Jeffrey Niffen for $4.99.
Hey, Jeffrey Niffen. It's been a while.
Do you have any scripts for people to draw from on your website, like ones that Meredith wrote? We do not.
Meredith, this is not the first time we've been asked this. And I am sure that I've said, we'll put them up there. And then I don't, and I'll tell you what happens. And there's no excuse for it. But, I finish the stream and I have so much fun. I really enjoy it. But then we've got on the fridge a list of things.
Not on the list.
It's not, nothing is. That's the problem. I've taken on so much stuff that we had a list. The list is
done in the last week and a half has been on the list.
But it's all been work that I had to do. I mean, you would agree.
No,
anyway.
It has been.
So yeah, and then I just, well, it's, you know what, it's like the magic picture, which I haven't posted.
Okay. Here, let's go. I'm going to text myself.
Okay.
And see if this works. Text to Meredith.
You know why I'm going tighter with this one too?
Magic.
I did a Superman.
Magic. And script.
I did a Superman picture ages ago on the stream. Some of you guys might remember that had been around for a little while. And after the stream, I said, I don't know if I'm really crazy about it. And Dr. Rock said I made the head too big. And then when somebody says it, you're like, oh, okay, yeah. And I could tell I did. And so now I want to make sure that this one actually works and I don't do something stupid like that. Because it happened, and especially on a sketch. And I just don't want this to be stiff. I want it to be nice.
Next super chat comes from Doc Matthews for $2. Mahomes versus Brady pick next Monday. That'd be epic. That must be football.
Yes.
When's the Super Bowl?
2 weeks.
Coming soon.
All I'm thinking about right now is Conor McGregor. Breaks my heart. You know what? That was a tough loss to watch. I was not happy. As a matter of fact, I watched it live, and the fight ended. Like he got knocked out, TKO'd, and I shut it off like right away. He was down like this. Guy ran in.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
You said he got knocked out.
Yes.
So then why did you have to follow up the statement that he got knocked out?
Yes.
With TKO.
Okay, so
because he did get knocked out, and it's redundant, isn't it?
No.
You said the same thing
it is not redundant.
He got knocked out.
Okay.
He got knocked out. He got knocked out.
Okay, so
total knockout.
Unbelievable.
TKO, total knockout.
Yeah, no. So a full knockout is somebody gets knocked out and they're flat and they're out. A TKO is when it's a stoppage due to strikes from the ref. So they get hit, they're wobbled or whatever. Anyway, they're not defending themselves. That's a TKO. It's a technical knockout. Frick's sakes, man.
Did he get TKO?
He got TKO.
I thought you told me he got knocked out.
Oh, wow.
You're killing me right now. You told me one story this weekend, and you're telling me another story on the stream.
Lies.
Yeah,
I can't help myself.
You're a liar. Liar, liar. Hey, wait! Pants are on fire! All right. Next super chat. You ready?
No, yes, go.
Okay. Angel Rodriguez says for $5, hello, Finches! Dave, can you please put Constantine versus Lobo on the list? Sorry, Meredith. And what I have to say to Angel is, who do you think is making the list, Angel? Dave's not typing it in his computer. You're supposed to say Meredith. Can you please put Constantine versus Lobo on the list?
So does that mean you're going to veto his choice because
Dave.
He didn't go through the proper channels?
He did not go through the proper channels.
He didn't fill out the TPS form?
He did not fill out the yellow slip and the pink slip and the green slip.
Thank you so much, Angel, for the super chat. Really appreciated. And sure, Meredith can do that.
I will put them on the list.
And I did a Lobo, I think it was my second sketch, actually. But I have not done Constantine, and I love Constantine.
Hold on.
I need to do some more, like this character versus this character.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because we want to be here for... That's like 2 weeks of drawing, though.
It is, and that's how I do it.
So I know.
So it's fine. And the good news is I don't have to think about what I'm going to draw. Like tonight, actually. So Meredith was not home today when I set this up. Because I always set it up in the afternoon. I'm like, I forget. And I tell myself every week, I wanted to set it up on like Saturday or Friday or whatever. And, so hopefully it gives people more time to know that it's coming. And anyway, I forget every time. And so I'm thinking, what am I going to draw? And I thought, okay, I owe a Gambit. I need to do Gambit. But I know I'm giving this one away. So I didn't want to just draw from... Anyway, so... I thought, what could I do that I haven't done before that it's like a broad appeal character that I really like and I feel like represents my art for me, And so, yeah, Captain America.
There you go.
And I don't get many requests for Captain America anymore. There was a time he was my most popular request because I was doing Avengers, and that was a big book for me, but it's been a while.
All right. Next super chat comes from Mark C for $5. Mark says, enjoying your art. Well, I lay here in misery with COVID.
Oh no, he's got COVID.
Get well soon, Mark.
Yeah, I hope you're all right. I hope it's not affecting you too badly.
Hopefully, you're like one on the lesser side of COVID.
Yes, absolutely. It's a scary thing because
Yeah.
You don't know.
Michael Johnson Curry in the house for $4.99 with a super chat. Hey, Michael. Michael says, I was doing final order cutoff at my store. See, I knew it was FOC, but maybe not everybody knows that's final order cutoff. And saw your stream sketches were going to be variants for Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
Was that planned? Or did they come ask you to use them? They come ask us to use them every time.
Well, not every
If they can
time,
find a
but
place for them,
if they can find a place, yeah.
they will use them, which is lovely.
Which really is great. And they've been colored. A lot of them have been colored for a while. And I've been,
Frankie too.
yeah, Frank the Armada. And I've been dying to show you guys, but I can't show art that's solicited. So you guys have seen it, just not colored. And really the color is where the magic is. I mean, he's so good. And he really, because they're sketches, some of them, the background's a little empty and he really filled them in and did some amazing stuff. My favorite one, I think, is the Miles Morales Spider-Man. He did like the Miles Morales Spider-Man logo behind it. Very, very cool. Anyway, yeah. And, that's stuff that he'll never get credit for. So, I mean, I can say it here, but people look at the cover and will just, the artist gets credited. I mean, the penciler. But Frank, with those colors, he put them together as covers himself. That was all his work.
Frank's a genius.
He really is. And he's such a nice guy.
All right. Next super chat comes from...
And he's a cat person,
He is a cat person. And we had him on the stream. The Angry Artist for $9.99. Hey, Finch family. I love the streams. I'm a full-time artist, and I bought your courses, and they're so useful. Thank you for doing these. P.S. I so want that Jason Voorhees off your site, LOL. I actually think that one's sold.
It is sold,
if it's
yeah.
not marked as sold, unfortunately, Angry Artist, it has been sold.
Yeah, and thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that, the courses have worked for you. I know, like for me, I buy stuff all the time. I bought a course on mixed media painting not that long ago that I thought was really great. I got, this is Jeff Miracola. This is a different artist from the other one. Anyway, Jeff Miracola has some painting courses on oil and acrylics, and I love his stuff. He's got a great YouTube channel too, by the way. And so, yeah, I bought some of his videos, and I really got a lot out of them. So, I think, if you're working, you always need to be learning for sure. Oh, before we move on, Meredith, and before I forget, so we've been talking about.
Hold on, wait. Let me read this super chat and then do it. I know what you're gonna do, but this super chat leads into it perfectly. Are you ready? Because I saw it, I was gonna then roll into it.
Okay.
We have a super chat from Agent Cub for $2. Agent Cub says Meredith needs to be on camera. Go.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, take me a second to get it set up here. Hold on.
Everybody, I'm Meredith.
Now you guys can hear it, but okay, I'm going to rewind it and then put it on the screen. All right. Professional quality here. I haven't shared the screen for a little while. Entire screen. Allow. Okay. So this is the beginning of the first process video. And I'm saying process, whatever. Anyway, here it is. It is, yeah. Say something?
Hello?
Yeah, you're fine. Okay, here we go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Meredith, and this is Dave. And I've decided to come off the couch and behind the desk for a brand new show we've decided to do called Process, where we talk to friends and colleagues in the industry about how they do their job.
It's process. It's called process. You said process.
Process with Meredith and Dave.
Be sure to hit like and subscribe and share with your friends. And I hope you enjoy the video.
Look at that quality. Look at that right there. So this is all put together.
That's Yuri.
Yeah, this is
That's
by
Yuri quality right there.
the greatest editor on the face of the earth, Yuri, who
There you go.
and he did such a great job with the whole video.
Now you just saw Meredith on camera.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So that's like the top value for any super chat ever.
You're right.
Okay. Wayne Blackman has a super chat for $10. Thank you so much, Wayne. Wayne says, hello, guys. Thanks for the draw. Dave, can you recommend any good sketch pads? Also, do you have any photorealistic work you could show? Love you guys. Dave, you don't do photorealistic work.
No, not really. I actually, hold on. If I can find it on my shelf. It's on my shelf. I put it, you know what? Okay, you might want to duck. Oh, you're fine. Fine. Hold on.
I could be flat Meredith tonight.
I'll never find it now that I'm looking.
What are you looking for?
That fashion thing that I did. Remember?
We sent that away. Oh, the book.
Yeah, you gave me a book.
Oh, is
And I
that
put it up on the shelf.
from Xavier?
Yes. Dang it, I'll never find it. What a waste. I've got so many books. I'm like
That's
talking way
good.
out. Okay, yeah, you know what? I've got too many books. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking around on my shelf. I'll never find it. Maybe next week I'll try and find it. Anyway, I did a bit of fashion art for a designer in Paris.
Xavier Brisbois, I think that's right. Xavier Brisbois. Is that
And
right?
yeah, Frank Quitely did a piece and some other artists. And they're all in the book, which, was awesome. And I'm looking at my shelf as if I'm going to find it. You know how many books I have on those shelves?
I am going to find out pretty soon when I start packing them up.
So yeah, I'm not going to find it, but I shouldn't even got it. I should have known I was not going to find it.
Yeah. All right, next super chat comes from. Oh, do you have any good sketchpad recommendations?
Oh, right. No, I'm sorry. I wish I could say yes that I do, but I actually don't. I don't really use sketchpads. This is really the only paper that I use. This stuff here.
Just go get the same Strathmore one from Michael's.
Yeah,
Those work fine. You do your head sketches on them for conventions. They're pretty good, right?
Yeah, no, they're good. I still like this better, and I waste quite a bit of it, to be totally honest. It really is a waste. I try to draw on both sides of it if I'm sketching, like the YouTube videos. I do all my examples on this paper, and I flip it and draw the other side too. So, yeah, I don't really use sketchpads.
All right. Next super chat comes from SCS Powerlifting. Can't take that much time off and just come back. Connor will do something if he stays consistent. That's true. That was his super chat for $5. You can't take that much time off and just come back. So.
Yeah, and after the fight, he took ownership of the loss. He really did. He was very gracious toward Dustin Poirier, which I thought was great. He said that, and his leg got kicked out from him badly. He lost all feeling in his leg, and it slowed him down, and then he just got caught. And he was doing really well in the first round. Like, he's such a great striker. He's a dynamic fighter. He had some really good kicks. Like, I thought, oh, he's looking really good. And unfortunately, he got caught. And I'm really hoping he doesn't go the Ronda Rousey route where it's just, she lost a couple of times and then she just decided to pack it in. I am hoping that she
became like, she did a TV for a bit.
Hey, look, she did great,
Yeah.
but I want to see him fight. So hopefully he'll do that.
All right. Next super chat.
I don't want to, what scares me? Sorry.
No, what scares you, David?
Ferguson, such a huge fan, and he had a rough year too. And seeing like Tony Ferguson, kind of take a bit of a fall, and you watch your heroes fall. It's tough. It's a tough sport. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Next super chat comes from Kevin Mandeville for $3.99. Dave, who is your favorite Captain America artist besides Stephen Kim?
Did he say besides Stephen
No,
Niven?
I said that.
Okay, Stephen Niven.
He's my favorite.
But actually, okay, I'm gonna say Stephen Niven, and then Jim Chung.
Oh yeah, he's always good.
Yeah, he's great on everything. Like, not just Captain America, but his Captain America, I think, is really phenomenal. It's not just his characters, though. Like, just everything he does, his layout, all of his particle effects, like smoke, all that kind of thing, just composition. Yeah, he's amazing.
All right. Next super chat comes from Neil Booth for £5. Hi, David and Meredith. David, what were some of the most important breakthroughs, realizations that you had that really helped progress your art skills?
Thank you so much for the super chat. First of all, I'm going to say the first really big one, the number one, like, holy crap, revelation for me was I got a video with Stan Lee, Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, Will Spataccio, and Rob Liefeld, and they were doing a bit of a process. Now, anyway, I can't say process without thinking. And Jim Lee did some figures, and his layouts are similar to mine, but they're cleaner because he's got such a masterful control of form that I can't touch that. Mine are much more sketchy, but just seeing how much of a figure you can get into a simple drawing, like you look at it and there's so much going on that it's daunting, and to see him break it down so simply and his anatomy so simply, I thought, wow, I could see how this stuff was kind of constructed, and that was a real revelation, not thinking I had to be able to create this whole figure with all the lighting and everything all at once. And then the next one was in that same video, and it was Rob Liefeld doing a layout, and he just quickly sketched a page and did a couple of panels, and I could not believe, again, it was just breaking it down into such simple things. It was a real revelation for me, and that gave me the confidence, and I thought, okay, you know what, this is something that I can start to break down. There's so much to learn, lighting, and I'll talk about that in just a second, but so many things, but it really gave me a lot to go on. So that was a big one. The next really big one, and there were others, I talked to Kyle Hotz in Detroit at a convention. He's a great artist, worked for Marvel for years, and I think he's actually got a book coming out just now. Anyway, he recommended Bridgman to me. So that was another big one. And he actually told me, just draw everything in that book twice, which is what I did. I didn't read it. I didn't, I just mindlessly drew it twice. And even really mindlessly approaching it the way that I did, it was still incredibly useful for me. And it made a basis for me to kind of understand my figures better. The next really big one for me was, I was working at Top Cow and I could not get shadows working. I was struggling with it so badly. I liked more of a shadowed, kind of a darker look. I just couldn't do it. And I was talking to J. Scott Campbell, and Mark Silvestri had already told me just try to stick with one light source, and I was ignoring it. I was very stubborn. And
You're stubborn? What? You're not stubborn.
Okay, anyway.
That's not any kind of experience I've had.
He mentioned Mike Mignola. And I started looking at some Mike Mignola, and I could just see, and it was one face that I saw where I could see the cast shadow off the nose and the clear shadow along the face. It's a very simple lighting scheme, but it just made me realize, all the shadow groups on one side away from the light. So you don't have little individual shadows everywhere. And you can have little pockets, but really as far as a plan goes. And so that gave me a real plan to go forward and then start to get more complex from there and work with it. But what I find really works for me is when I can take something that I find too complex and then just break it down to the absolute bare minimum of what it represents. And then I can build on that. And so that was a big one for me. Yeah, that was huge.
All right, before I read another super chat, I got to do a shout out because I promised I would. To Allie and Julio from Massachusetts. Allie has autism and she loves to sit and hang out with her dad, Julio, and watch Monday Night Raw with Meredith and Dave.
Well, thank you so much.
We shouted them out on the stream before, and I'm going to shout them out again. Hi, Allie.
Hi, Allie.
Good Monday night.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.
Draw us a picture. All right. Next super chat from Paul Essenson for $7.99. Paul says, hi, Dave. How would you approach an establishing shot of NYC if it was a splash page with a couple of insets?
Okay, let me finish the wheel, and I'm going to do it. Because it's going to take a second. Not the wheel, but okay. So, all right. I'm going to switch to my pencil. So I've got a splash page, which is shaped kind of like this. And I'm going to do two of them. So we'll try two different versions. My proportions are probably a little off. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about the insets right now. Generally speaking, you'd have maybe an inset here and one down here. But just to get the splash page in, I saw, this is actually a Brian Hitch panel that I saw. Anyway, I thought it was really great. What I really like is so it's an establishing shot of the whole city, and it's New York, right? So I'm going to draw, here's going to be my horizon here. I'm going to put a nice big building in the foreground here. It won't necessarily be dark, but darker, just to give myself a, my horizon's here. And then some buildings in the background, and they're kind of fading away from it. Maybe even another building here. And it goes all the way to the coast, and you can see a couple of piers hanging off there. You know, some of the what is this, New Jersey? I don't know, the shoreline on the other side here. You really should look at Brian Hitch for this stuff. He is so great with it. Anyway, that kind of a panel, and then maybe I could have. It's usually kind of cheesy to put a sun, you know, in a panel, so maybe not that, but you know, something like that, and you know, some antennas or whatever, and use reference because you want it to look like New York. And there are great reference shots to find that, you know, give you something like this. So that would be one version where you get like a real broad overview of the whole city. That would be one. And another version would be, I'm going to do a 3-point perspective. So I'm going to have my horizon up here. And this is a crappy loose sketch, obviously, and my 3rd point down here. I want to do a video that really explains kind of how to really use these points effectively soon. But anyway, and so I'll put a nice building here. Another one here, you know, whatever. Anyway, I'm just drawing buildings all through here. And they get a little smaller as it goes back in the background. And I think that these really work well for a night shot. So you draw the top of the building dark and then uplight the windows. And you can actually even fade out to light here toward the bottom. And you get like a really nice Frank Miller-esque kind of a shot that way. Can really look great. Jim Lee does these so well. So yeah, for this kind of a shot, what a mess that is. But for that kind of a shot, I would recommend looking at Batman Hush is great for that. Frank Miller obviously is great for that. Eduardo Rizzo for everything background related. But yeah, that's how I would approach it. And then I'd say, okay, I'm going to have a panel here and like a panel here, whatever. And the type of background shot that I would use would really depend on, you know, what I want to establish. Is it a morning scene? And I maybe do want the sun. It's just on the horizon right here. And so this is really dark here and I'm getting broad cast shadows and it can be pretty dramatic. And I kind of like that. Or do I want to do something that's more Batman-esque and I'm looking down into the, you know, boiling kind of city. And so I'd want something more like that. So that's how I would approach it from a really loose layout perspective. But just bear in mind, just go on, you know, any image search and you can find really good reference shots of cities and then just, you know, change it how you want it. You don't want to draw every single little detail in a shot because you'll go crazy. But what you want to do and what can be really useful, Sean Gordon Murphy, great artist for this kind of stuff. You know, maybe copy some of his buildings. Give it a try. Yes. What?
Here you go. You're all good now.
Okay.
Just want to make sure you're working.
I'm working.
All right. The next super chat is another one from Agent Cub for $2. Thank you, Agent Cub. He wants to know, Agent Cub wants to know when, because Agent Cub could be a girl, when does your Create Your Own book come out?
There's no current release date right now. I'm still working on it. It's going to be
next year?
No current release date right now. We're working on it. I'm getting through it as quickly as I can.
It's worth the wait, people.
I sure hope so. But
it's worth the wait.
One thing
what's the word I'm looking for? Your magnum opus. It is. It's your magnum opus.
Well, you know what? If the work that I'm putting into it results in that, then sure.
You've never done a book like this. I don't know that you'd ever take the time to do another. Maybe you would. I don't know. But like, you've never. It's unlike anything you've ever done. It's incredible.
It's been a huge amount of work, and I mean, I'm enjoying it immensely.
It's been incredible. It's incredible. When you see it, people, you'll die.
By the way, Captain America has no feet, and I'm not sorry.
I know everybody commented on that.
Did they already?
You're so behind the screen. You're so behind.
Well.
You're more behind than I am, and I'm always behind. All right. Next super chat comes from Kelvin Gordon for $4.99. Kelvin says, "Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Finch, you're beautiful, ma'am. By the way, what's the best way to get better at inking?" Well, thank you for the compliment, Kelvin. I appreciate that. And David, what's the best way to get better at inking?
Okay, so I mean, the obvious answer that I could say and just be, kind of useless with the answer is just ink more. And that is true, but it's a useless answer, obviously, because I think everybody knows that. But okay, so the way that I think you get better inking is when you're penciling. So I can draw like this, and kind of sketch around to create a line, or inward like this. This is really unnatural for my hand to move this way. And so what I really had to learn, especially once I started inking, and it actually made me better with penciling too, and I wish I would have learned this sooner. I'd like to do a video at some point, 10 things that I wish I knew earlier, Everybody does those kind of videos, and I don't want to do it because it feels clickbaity, but I think it'd be a good video. So one of them for me, though, really would be if I had known that I draw lines much easier along my hand like this, because I'm just following the path of my hand, and I can be really, really consistent and fast with nice, clean lines. I can also go inward like this, not as well. And I can go like this, not as well, but I can do it. It'll work. I just have to be a little shorter with it, a little more careful. But generally speaking, what I'll do when I'm drawing, if I want a really clean line, is I'll just turn the page as I go. Otherwise, I'll end up with something that starts getting a little sketchy. And that happens on these. I don't want to be moving the page too much when you guys are watching, so I don't really move it much. And I fight my hand when I'm drawing quite a bit when I do these. But the best way to get better at inking is to really just practice, just the flow of your hand along a line that you're comfortable with. And see how I'm making these really even in length? See if you can do that. And I'll make these ones a little shorter. And you want to get to the point where you can be very consistent with your spacing and your sizing. It's really not so hard to get much better at this. It takes a little bit of practice. It's a feel thing, right? And it becomes muscle memory. It really does not take that long. So that's what I would really recommend to get more comfortable inking. And you just want to avoid scribbling lines, which I do. So, take that with a grain of salt. I scribble, but I'm not an inker. I'm really drawing with ink. And my inks don't have the quality that you'll find from a Scott Williams or a Richard Friend or a Jimmy Reyes that, really is a craftsman with it. So there you go.
Right. Perfect. All right. Okay, go back up. Next super chat comes from Tagmo Model Works. Tag's here tonight for $5. Tag says, thanks for the sneak peek at the show and Meredith's face. I thought you'd be taller. My ginormous personality. I did comment to Dave. I had the chair set up weird. And I was like, why do I look so short? I'm not that short.
Yeah, I set it up.
Tall. I'm only 5'4".
But I did actually set it up.
When I stand up tall.
And now I sit on the shorter chair. She sits on the taller one. It works out a little better.
And we're more balanced because I look like teeny weeny next to you on that picture.
We just recorded a video a couple days ago. And
oh my gosh, it's
so Meredith was complaining.
Professionals here.
Meredith was complaining that I'm moving, like I'm encroaching on her, and she's trying to move in to stay on the camera. And I thought, I haven't moved at all. And then I realized the camera is a little off kilter, and it was shifting, like it was just turning.
The weight of the cord was like cutting me off through the whole interview.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Fun times.
It's all professional. Wouldn't be fun if it was like a total.
Yeah, if everything just worked.
That's right.
Although when Yuri's finished with it, it does look pretty professional.
Yeah, well, when he just goes back and forth across the page for me. Mark C. super chat for $5. Mark wants to know. Mark says, doesn't work realistically. Sounds like Dave is more of a Bridgman guy than a Loomis guy.
What doesn't work realistically?
You don't work because somebody asked about you working Wayne asked about you working photorealistic.
Yeah.
And I said, you don't work realistic. You don't do that.
No, not generally. I mean, and what I do.
And then Mark is making a comment like it sounds like you're more of a Bridgman guy than a Loomis guy.
Yeah.
I feel like this is getting lost in translation because I'm not doing a good job of this.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I am more of a Bridgman guy than a Loomis guy. And I actually I didn't really look at Loomis at all until fairly recently. It just wasn't really kind of, in my lexicon. So, and I found at Top Cow, it was a bit of a different thing. Like nobody was really looking at those kinds of books. It was much more kind of learning on the job from Mark Silvestri, and I mean, there was so much to learn in that environment, and it was such a conducive environment to that wasn't really the focus. And there are other things like I've seen Scott McCloud's book on composition. I've seen some of these books. I've never actually really studied them. And You know, at some point, I need to actually get off my butt and learn how to do this job properly. All right. I'm going to start putting in some shadows.
All right. Michael Bomer for $5. Michael says, "What's this? Captain America on Australia Day? Should I be insulted?"
It's Australia
Happy
Day.
Australia Day.
Yeah, happy Australia. I had no idea.
All our Aussie friends.
Is there a Captain Australia?
I don't know. There's Captain Canuck.
Whose comment was that?
Michael Bomer.
Michael Bomer. Is there an Australian Captain Australia? I'm sure there's Australian heroes.
We don't know. I don't even know. That's what I was going to say.
I'm trying to remember. There's an X-Men character. I want to say Gateway. I could be wrong. He was Aborigine.
You're so serious tonight.
Really?
I made an Isaac joke, but you didn't even acknowledge it.
Just now?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said, I don't even know.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I don't even know. Being serious.
Says you are super serious. You're in like get the work done mode.
I had my brush. I lost it. This is not good, Meredith. This is not good.
You'll be fine.
I don't know.
Can't you use a brush pen?
Oh, here it is. It just fell. All right. We're good.
Okay.
I need to figure out which way I'm going to light it.
You do. Next super chat
This way.
comes from ID Crisis.
Identity Crisis.
It says ID.
Yes, but it's a DC. Okay. ID Crisis.
I'm sure you're not wrong, but it says ID Crisis.
Fair enough. Okay.
Identity Crisis. Is this the process person argument that we're going to have?
Yes.
$4.99. Any plans to do a lesson video on overlapping figures embracing or fighting?
No, I had no plans to do that at all, actually. I think that's a really good
All right, I'm typing it in.
idea. Yeah, thank you. And, you know, there have been times, and actually, Meredith, you would type that in. That would be really nice. His eyes are too small. I'm going to have to fix it. Dang it.
I'm also adding backs. Somebody was asking for backs in the stream.
Who's asking for
I
backs?
can't remember.
Banned.
Backs
Backs are hard, man. Backs are tough.
Embracing or fighting. Is that what we want?
Sure. I'll try and come up with a name for it. You know what I mean? Like caricature.
Right. And then I'll rename it for you.
And I have to say, with caricature, it was not something that was requested by you guys. And it's doing all right, but it's not doing anywhere near as well as the previous video, which was figures in perspective, which you guys... Yeah, oh, yeah, and I should mention, but...
It's like in addition to his
right.
Ed's course.
But I want to say thank you guys for, you know, it really shows me, because this has happened before where I thought, you know, it's a valuable thing. I want to put it out there. But I do find that the videos you guys request do better. It's what you guys want to know. And when I listen to you guys, it really actually does well for me. So you guys know what you want, which I really appreciate.
All right. Renz Tolentino has a super chat for 250 Filipino dollars. Ren says, "Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Finch. Hope you're both doing well. Thank you for being such an inspiration. I'm doing a Kong portrait while watching this live stream. Stay safe and well." Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ren. I appreciate it. All the way from the Philippines.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You went to the Philippines.
Yeah, it was great. I've only been once,
That
which...
was where you did your gallbladder in the Philippines.
No, that was Mexico.
No.
Oh,
You killed
okay.
it in the Philippines.
That's right.
And then had it taken out in Mexico.
Yeah, you know,
You flew back from the Philippines, and then you went right to Mexico. It was all the like delicious
high-fat food. You know what?
high-fat food
That was a long time coming. I don't
you
think...
ate. I'm not saying it was on its way, but that was the last straw in the Philippines where you your gallbladder on the flight to Mexico was like, I'm all done.
Yeah. And they were so concerned because that was the first La Mole convention. And they were afraid people were going to think, I got sick in Mexico, which is, you know, something that they want to make sure to be able to get guests. And yeah, they were very concerned that would be kind of the perception. And
Yeah,
so...
that you come to Mexico, but you had the greatest healthcare ever.
Oh, it was amazing.
I mean, I think we're good in Canada. That was like, we got well taken care of. You're like, I'm already on my way into, so you call me, I'm on my way into surgery. I'm like, what? How can you already be on your way into surgery when you're just now telling me what's going on?
Okay, I need to fix his eyes now because it's going to drive me crazy. I can't believe I did that. You'd think I'd be a little bit more warmed up. I've been drawing all day.
You think? Right. Next, I'm going to read super chat.
Make them
Can I
too
do
big
that?
and then fix it.
Can I read a super chat?
You can. Go ahead.
All right. This one comes from Avin the Creator for $5. Meredith and Dave appreciate the time and content. And then Avin apologized for misspelling my name, but don't you worry, Avin. I'm an old woman. You are not the first person to misspell my name, and you fixed it later on.
Thank you, Avin. And there's actually a Moon Knight comic with Meredith's name graffitied on the wall, and it's
wrong.
spelt wrong. Yeah, we had been dating for a very short time when I did that. And yeah, I'm like, hey, look at this. And of course, I had already turned the page in. It was like, there's not time to be.
That's awesome. That's not how you spell my name, but that's awesome.
You were still flattered, I think.
Sure it was.
It was a nice gesture anyway.
I appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
Just like I appreciated the wet T-shirt on our first date. I feel like we've told that story.
We have.
T-shirt story. Not my wet T-shirt. I was not wearing a wet T-shirt because I had it together.
I remember before I did live streams and I felt like I had like some kind of respectability about me. Yeah.
No. That's what your wife's for. Spill it all. Take your Instagram video. Show your blankie.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's all for. Don't worry, I won't do it tonight. But I could do like a live stream of the statue. Live stream of Dave working. I could like Instagram stuff. All right, I won't tonight though. Because I need to wash the floor. Other minds, I gotta come down and pack stuff too.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to have like, hey, here's some empty shelves. Other minds, $19.41 super chat. Thank you so much. Howdy, Dave and Meredith. How do you preserve your passion for art when it is also your job? Because jobs can suck, especially when you have a boss and timelines, etc. 1941 year Captain America was created.
Thank you so much.
Aside.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Other Minds. I really appreciate it as always. I want to say, I love my job and I love everything about it. So that never happens. This is not true. There have been times that it's been tough. I wouldn't say it's the art though. I love drawing. I actually really do just love drawing. So that hasn't been the issue for me. The issue for me is being competitive. I've talked about that a bit before, and just expecting the wrong things from my artwork. I want to do the best art that I can. It's really important to me, of course, but I can only be... So, okay, when I decided I wanted to draw comics, it was when I saw Mark Silvestri's work and Image Comics and that kind of work, and that stuff just blew me away. I loved it. I thought, this is what I want to do. And I told myself when I was a young artist, I am never going to forget what it is that I love about drawing. I'm never going to forget. Like, I love the muscular characters and the larger than life. And, it's like comics are a male power fantasy. That is not entirely true. They're also a female power fantasy. They're a fantasy for everyone. They're all like an actualized greater version of ourselves. And I saw it, I have to be honest, as a male power fantasy because comics is such a male hobby. That's really changed. But for me, that's where I was with it. So I'm just saying it in those terms because that's really where I was, And I never wanted to forget that. I didn't want to be a respectable artist. I never aspired to that. And that's, always been fine for me. But there have been times I thought, gee, I don't get the kind of respect that I feel like I should be getting. I don't know what it is that makes me feel like I deserve that. But I've thought that, and those times have made me miserable. Trying to compete with artists I can't compete with. Trying to think that I deserve things that I don't. Nobody does. You can't demand success and you can't demand awards or recognition. That stuff, it happens or it doesn't. And I didn't set up to be that kind of art. Anyway, but I get in my head, right? And so, yeah, I've had times when I have not found enjoyment from drawing, but it's always been as a result of that. It's not ever been a result of the actual work. Even when I'm working on a script that I don't like, and when I say don't like, I don't mean not good script. I mean it has boardroom scenes in it, or things that I don't like drawing. Even then, I really enjoy it if I'm in the right headspace. And I've worked very hard over the years to make sure that I know how to maintain that. Just being grateful, something that I really learned from Meredith.
Aww.
I'm not saying you're grateful. I'm saying that you kept bugging me to say you need to be more grateful.
Yeah. I influenced you.
I mean, you're the worst that way, very ungrateful, but
I am. I'm grateful for you. All right. The Angry Artist has a super chat for $9.99. And I'm going to read it in angry voice because it's the Angry Artist.
Okay.
The Bat Who Laughs is my most requested commission from clients.
Oh, please stop.
What do you think of the character?
Please stop.
And do you enjoy drawing him? P.S. Really want to commission a Bat Who Laughs for you.
I missed all of that
Was
because
that super painful for you?
No, that was great. Okay, I'm sorry. That was so distracting. I missed the entire question.
The Bat Who Laughs is his most requested commission from clients.
Oh yeah.
What do you think of the character? Do you enjoy drawing him? And he also really wants to commission a Bat Who Laughs from you.
Well,
I couldn't help
thank
it.
you.
It was the Angry Artist. I had to be angry for him.
Yeah.
He's an angry artist. Look.
Hey, whatever. It's fine. You're good.
I'm sitting on the couch. I can do whatever I want on the couch.
You can. I love Batman Who Laughs. I think he's great. I've managed to draw him twice. I've done a couple of sketches for people, but I did a cover for Batman Who Laughs, the series that they did. I think it was last year, maybe even 2 years ago. Anyway, a little bit ago. And I just did a death metal cover of Batman Who Laughs. It was actually the last one. I don't even know if it's out yet. It's got to be out by now. Anyway, it's an alternate cover. So yes, I really do enjoy him. Actually, that would be a great one for Monday Night Draw. Such a fun character.
Yeah, he would. You like him.
Yes, a lot. He's the kind of character that could take a lot of ink splatter, something I haven't done. I did it on, I think, one sketch that we had for Monday Night Draw. I did a bunch of ink splatter, which is not such a big deal. I mean, it's just taking a toothbrush going, but it's fun to do. Makes me feel more like an artiste.
All right. Next.
You know what I'm thinking when I'm doing ink splatter? I'm going to win an award.
Is that what you think every time you do it?
No.
Okay. That explains why there was a period of time where you used ink splatter a lot.
That's not what I was thinking. But it does feel very artistic. It really does.
I'm a painter now. I'm just going to get myself a toothbrush and some black ink, and I'm going to be a painter.
Yep. That's all it
I'm
takes.
an artist. I'm an artiste. Like Dave.
Look, the fact is that doing art is what it takes to be an artist. Writing is what it takes to be a writer. So you're not wrong.
All right. Speaking of which, Harold Meja, Meja, M-E-J-I-A.
Okay.
Has a super chat for $5. Harold wants to know, Meredith, what's the best way to improve dialogue? Read it out loud. I've said this before. Read it like you would say it. And if it doesn't read off, if you can't say it and make it sound natural, then you need to rewrite it. And you need to just think about putting yourself in that situation and having people write it like it's an actual conversation. So pay attention to, I guess the best way I could describe it is, when you get in a fight with a bully and like you wish you had the right thing to say and you don't have the right thing to say, but then you come home and you're in the mirror and you're like, oh yeah, I should have said blah, 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 blah. It's like that. Like, think about it and think about if you were in that position, what you would say. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. And you know what I think also, you really need to bear in mind that all of your characters, you need to see them as people. And so they all have motives.
Yes.
And so when they're speaking or thinking or doing anything, they need to be working from their own interests. And
That's
so
journaling really helps as a character because then you get into their head. I mean, I think that's why some people do a huge backstory on their characters, so they know what their backstory is. But I think more important than backstory, Dave, you're right, is motivation. And if you know your character's motivation and where they're coming from, then you always know what they would say next, and it influences what they would say next.
Yes.
Because what an angry character would say in a situation, if somebody pushed in front of them on the bus, is totally different than what, a little kid would say or an old lady would say. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, and part of the reason arguments between family members can get so rough is you know exactly what they're going to say. And so you know exactly what to use against them. And knowing your characters like you know your family means you know what they're going to say. And then, yeah, making it natural, like you said, Meredith.
Dave, it says, Anthony G says, yo, Meredith Finch, sounds like your mic might be off. Is my mic plugged in?
It is, and it's turned up. Say something.
I am talking into it, but maybe it's not plugged in at the back.
No, and it's registering. When you talk, say something again.
I'm talking.
Yeah, no, it's coming through.
Maybe I'm just not projecting myself.
Okay, well, whatever. I turned it all the way up to the top. Mine, I never normally do that.
It's not the second. It's the second person that's commented on my mic.
Really?
I can barely hear her too.
Dang.
It's right in front of my face.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix that then. I'm sorry, because it is on and it's...
You did something to my mic.
I did not.
You...
Well, just try and bring it...
that.
Try and bring it closer, because...
It's right here. I'm talking to it. Like I'm touching it.
Okay, well, on the mixer, it's showing up and it's actually peaking higher than mine right now.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Maybe I just had two. Oh my gosh, I can't even read this. I can't see over the mic right now. All right. Hopefully that helps.
Hopefully.
Hopefully I'll try to be louder.
What I don't get is why somebody would be complaining about you having a low microphone.
All right. Andrew Lau has super chat for $5 to answer the who is the Australian superhero.
Oh, great.
In Australia, we have Killer Roo. You'd really love him, Dave.
Well, you know what?
And
Next
there's also
year.
Crocodile Dundee, somebody else.
Oh, there you go. That's not a super. You know what? Pretty much, actually. I guess he kind of is. Maybe next year we'll have to do Killer Roo.
All right. Beach Ruckus.
Also, especially because I love Australia. I've been a bunch of times. Meredith has been you've been what, 3 times? I've been 4.
Have we been 3 times? Twice.
You've been twice? Okay, so I've been 3 times.
Once when Isaac was like in a stroller.
Yeah.
Little tiny Isaac. And then I don't know, maybe 3 years ago?
Yeah, something like that. And we've been everywhere. Like we've been to Perth, Melbourne.
We have not been everywhere. I'm sorry. Australia is an enormous country. I mean, not Canada enormous, but an enormous country. We've been to 4 cities.
It's a continent.
Yeah, it's its own continent.
Whatever. We've been everywhere.
We've been to 4 cities. 4.
Covered every square inch.
4 cities.
But okay, that is a lot though.
4 cities. That's like saying I've been to Saskatchewan, Toronto, Charlottetown, and Vancouver. I've been everywhere in Canada.
And you wonder why I turned your mic down. I didn't turn your mic down.
You did turn my mic down.
I didn't.
Beach Ruckus, super chat for $4.99. Hey Dave, I enjoy your work. Could you tell me the easiest book to understand on how to draw anatomy and overall drawing for beginners?
Okay, so to my mind, there is no such thing, I don't think, as a full how to draw anatomy book plus how to draw, because I think it's 2 different stages of the same process. There's academic anatomical drawing, which you need to do because you need to learn where all the muscles go, and I think the best place to do that. Okay, I'm just going to say, first of all, Bart Sears. Bart Sears, I think, has some new stuff out. You should check that out. And he also did Brutes and Babes for Wizard, which I thought was incredible. And he really broke it down in a very simple, easy to kind of grasp way. And I got a lot of my anatomy initially really from that. And then good anatomy books. Honestly, I say good anatomy books, really just go onto Google, type in human anatomy. You know, that's all you need. And then for drawing it, that's a different process. And that's where Bridgman really comes in. Andrew Loomis, learning how to draw figures from your head, from your imagination. That's a different process, but it's a very learnable thing. It's a different part of the learning process though. So definitely separate that in your head, learning where the muscles go and then learning how to move them and make them look realistic. And then it becomes a real, lifelong journey of improving and getting, you make that knuckle on the hand look just a little bit better because you find some artist that does this cool little trick with it. And those things all add up over the years and there's no avoiding. Now, I mean, granted, you find artists that just seem to have a better grasp in it. I swear it comes easier. I tell myself that maybe that because, I don't want to admit that they're just working harder than I am. But, like Jorge Jimenez, the stuff that he does, I to be honest, I tell myself, oh no, yeah, he just has like this special skill, and maybe he does. I've seen it before. Travis Trest, who's probably the greatest genius artist, I think, to work in comics. That's a bold statement. I mean, we've had Bernie Wrights, but whatever. I mean, he's incredible, and I think you could make that case, certainly. I watched him draw starting out, and Kim Jong-ji is an artist that he can just draw anything with no reference lines, none of the sketching that I did. He would just be going, and that's like beyond my comprehension. And that's I don't know, like a genius level, skill level that, because you can improve your skills. What you can't do is improve, it's like D&D. You can't improve your initial stats. You can improve what you do with it. And some people just have better stats going in.
Rika Ingles 123 says it was my angry artist voice that broke my microphone.
I think everybody turned down the microphone. You did that, and then they forgot to turn it back.
Yeah. All right. Next super chat comes from Neil Booth for £5. Neil wants to know, how often do you practice gesture drawing when you started learning to draw comics? And how often do you practice it now?
I practice gesture drawing. So when I started drawing, I lived in my mother's basement, which is such a caricature of but I did. So, what do you want? And I got so obsessed with it that my friends would come over and force me to come out of the house. I basically spent 12 hours a day drawing, and I would spend a good quarter of that day just doing gesture drawings. I did thousands of them, for sure, over 2 years.
Oh my gosh, we're late. When you're done, we're late for book of the week.
Okay. Oh, we are, yeah. So yeah, it was a big part of me learning how to draw. And it was something that, I would work on heads, I would work on different things, but gesture drawing was always kind of and I did it to warm up too. Now, nowadays, I would say I go in fits and starts with it. Like, I went through a real Claire Wendling phase just about a year, maybe even 2 years ago now. Like, time flies. But, and I keep wanting to do Claire Wendling as the book of the week. And I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to do it next week. What I'm going to do is go through and put some Post-it notes. There's nudity in every book that she does. It's beautiful stuff, but I need to be careful. So, but
yeah, you're going to have to
find a way to make sure
that one ahead of time.
Yes, I can.
So if you want to keep our PG status.
That's the thing. There's so many books that I have that I would love to show, like on my shelf. Some of my favorite books I'd never show because they have nudity, and I can't do that. But yeah, I was really working with her artwork and just experimenting with it. And I still now, when I'm drawing, I just did actually a cover this weekend where I felt like, I'm kind of picking some things up for it. I can feel it when I'm drawing it, the things that I kind of got from it. So yeah, and there are other artists that I do the same thing with, just, experiment with it. I find I'm likely to pick up maybe 10% of what I learned from an artist. And that's my aptitude level. I mean, this is my self-assessment. I could be wrong. It could be much less, but that's what I feel. And that stays with me, So that's the way to go, I think. Do it every day.
All right.
Okay, book of the week.
Book of the week. Let's have some music. Because otherwise I'll sing.
All right. Music is playing.
Some, like, do,
Okay. You're good. We put on music.
You can't. I was too fast. You can hit mute.
All right. So this is Brian Froud. And I'm going to hit the microphone. See if I can. I want to move it, but I'm going to. All right. That's about the best I can do. It's a big book. And this is all from The Dark Crystal. And I've had this book for quite a while. And I've been looking at it a lot. I mean, look at this stuff. It is ridiculous. It's unbelievable. And this book is like a Bible of his artwork and just like his design. You know, you just get such a great sense of one of the greatest designers in American cinema. I don't even know if he's American, to be honest with you, but whatever, in cinema. And there's just so much great stuff in this book. Like all this stuff is all designed. You know, this isn't some existing thing that they found. All of this had to be created and designed by him. The way he did his maps with all the circles and everything. I've seen this kind of thing copied in years since, and I'm sure, you know, he's definitely got influences himself too. But yeah, it just, and there's so much thought that went into. It's not just random shapes that he did here. He put so much thought into what they all meant, and there's just so much mythology and kind of lore that goes with this stuff. It's just incredible. So anyway, but just moving on now, and I love that stuff. I love just how deep he went with it, but just his designs. You know, you can see this one here looks a lot more like a traditional kind of a dragon, and just him playing with it, he got so many characters out of it. Just iterating and trying different things, and the Skeksis are unlike anything that I've seen anywhere else. You know, every once in a while you'll have a design like Alien that will come along, and it will just be, you know, worlds different, and it influences everything from then on. Blade Runner is another one. You know, that's all Sid Mead's designs, and ever since Blade Runner, anytime you have a vision of the future like Cyberpunk 2077, it looks like Blade Runner. And yeah, the trees are amazing. And it just, yeah, it's like endless, beautiful, beautiful designs. If you're a video game designer, highly, highly recommend it. And it's stuff that, while so many people have seen The Dark Crystal, so much of the stuff really, it rushes by fast. You really don't get a real sense of just how much cool stuff he did with this movie. Anyway, it's a book I've been looking at quite a bit. I'm such a huge fan of it. And so I wanted to show it. You know, it's a bit of a different book of the week because usually I'm doing, you know, this is an artist that I'm more influenced in terms of like structure, that kind of thing. This is more of an artist that I like for his design. It just amazing, amazing stuff. So yeah, this is, look at those guys. I wish it's such a big book, but look at that. Very, very cool stuff. And it is Brian Froud, The World of the Dark Crystal. So there you go. And it had a cover. All of my books that have like sleeves,
covers,
they go. Yeah, I never keep them. But there you go, book of the week.
Perfect. All right. Next super chat comes from, you did the gesture drawing question, right?
Yes.
George Arnold for $14.99. George just wants to say, regarding your Captain America sketch, America still needs your help, Cap.
You know what? There are rough times and there are better times.
Right,
yeah.
It's going to get better.
It will.
Let's look at it this way. 2020 started full of optimism, and it ended up being a tough year for a lot of people. Let's hope that 2021 is the opposite. That It starts as a tough year, but it's going to be awesome. We're going to end. Conventions will be back by the end of the year. Travel will be back by the end of the year. That everybody be vaccinated for COVID. It's going to be a good year.
And, you know, I tell you what, there's been so much that's divided us lately. And
that's why we do art.
Yeah, it's terrible that it's that way. And it's not the first time in history that things have kind of gone that way. But there is so much more that connects us than what divides us. And it's so easy to focus on those things. And that's why, you know, with the channel, we don't talk about, and I will not talk about politics. I don't know what I'm talking about. First of all, I have no opinion that anybody, you know, but also I love art, and I think that's something that we can agree on and find a community where, you know, hopefully
everybody just likes
it. We might have differences. All of us do. It's natural, but we also have so much commonality. And, you know, I think I like to believe that Captain America represents that.
Well, and you know what?
What?
It's our differences that make you and I stronger as a couple.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely true. Yeah. I'm smart where you're dumb. I'm pretty where you're not. Those kinds of differences. Yeah. I mean, people saw that from the video that we posted. I mean, obviously, I'm the
truth. You're only speaking truth.
looker in the relationship. I think I hear that a lot, and I'm like, don't say that in front of Meredith, but
beat the women off with a stick.
it's tough. Yep.
It's humbling to go out in public and I just feel so grateful that you picked little old me to spend the rest of your life with.
I'll write you in. Stop.
Wasn't the direction you thought I'd take, was it?
No, I could pretty well predict that.
All right. Next super chat comes from Tari Awi. I think maybe the last name I got right. I know I got the first name right because I'm going to read Tari's super chat for $4.99. Tari says, "Hey there, David and Meredith. Just wanted to say hello. Big fan of yours. My name is pronounced Tari, like Tari, just without the A." See, I know that I said it correctly. And Tari has been on the stream before in the chat. So thanks for coming tonight, Tari.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the super chat. And I'm glad you clarified how to say your name because I always see it. And I'm like, is it Terry, like Tari, or Tari? So I like it.
Yeah, there was.
Now I know, Tari.
Someone else actually, I saw before we started that he was having internet trouble for quite a while, and this is his first stream that he was able to do in a while. So, yeah, it's always great to have,
Always
as many
great
of the
to have
crew we can get here.
People
as we
back
can.
every week, and it's awesome to have new people as well.
Yes.
So
We try to be not so hospitable to new people, though, because, we're very insular here.
right. Insular with our Dave's almost 100,000 subscribers. Congratulations, baby. I mean, you're not there yet, but you're going to be there by next Monday.
Yeah, well, and this is why.
You're going to be there by tomorrow morning.
Meredith,
You're 600 people away.
this is why I'm so afraid. I don't want to say, oh, it's going to be this or it's going to,
You're
because.
600 people away.
And I'm so thrilled that it's there. Like, it doesn't need to be faster. It's going great.
So exciting, though, honey. You worked
It
so
is.
hard. You totally deserve it.
Ah, well, gosh, thanks, Meredith.
And you put out awesome content.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. It's going to be even better on February the 4th when our new show, Process. Is it process? Is it process? I can't even remember now.
I don't know. I don't know what I was
When our
thinking.
the new show comes.
I can see it on my face because I never remember what I'm thinking when I'm talking. But when I watch that back, I can see it on my face. I'm being like totally serious. It'd be so pedantic sometimes, and
That's why I love
especially
it.
when you consider that I actually don't know what it's supposed to be. Really.
You're funny. All right. Next super chat comes from Donovan Hall for $4.99. Donovan says, "Hi, Meredith and Dave. Just wanted to say I love you guys so much. And thank you to Dave for inspiring me to start streaming myself, drawing on Twitch."
Oh, that's great.
Congratulations, Donovan. That's
Yes.
awesome.
That is great. Yeah, congratulations, Donovan. Hopefully it's going. Oh, here's a cap. I dropped my cap. There's another one. Hopefully it's going well. I was really looking at streaming on Twitch. That was the original plan. And I have an account on Twitch.
It was because Everett streams on Twitch.
Yes. So I was going to stream on Twitch, and I thought, okay, well, I'll do YouTube because I thought it would be helpful for, to promote the Twitch stream. It's initially what I was thinking. Jim Lee streams on Twitch. So that was kind of, I thought, well, if Jim Lee's doing it,
It must be Twitch.
That's right. So, but, ultimately, you guys are all in here on YouTube, and it made sense, and it seemed easier, and it, it's been good. Like the show, I feel like has been going really well, like better than I was hoping. All in all, like everything the whole channel has been so much better than I was hoping. So yeah, I'm not going to break it if it's not, or I'm not going to fix it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to fix it if it's not broken.
That's right. All right. Next super chat comes from Agent Cub. Agent Cub back for $5. Agent Cub says, "I can hear Meredith just fine." This is because as a result of the microphone
Right.
debate. "And I'll say it again. She's so fun. She needs to be on camera."
Ah,
Thank you. Dave doesn't always think I'm fun. Sometimes he thinks I'm just mean.
no, sometimes you are just mean. So that I just,
That's true.
hey, look, I am not perfect.
Sometimes I
Don't get
am.
me wrong. I forgot his A.
And I'm not fun mom. We've had that discussion before.
You can be once a year.
On Christmas morning.
Not even
For
always
2
then.
hours.
Yeah.
No, definitely not always then. No, I'm fun in the morning. It's like after lunch when I'm making dinner that I'm not fun.
Yeah.
I got better with that though. I just do it all beforehand.
Do
2
you-
years ago, I cooked my chicken, like the turkey, like 2 days beforehand. Put it in the broth, threw it in the fridge, and warmed it up. It was good, actually pretty good.
Yeah, that was a chicken from.
Turks.
Yeah, it was good. I had
It was
leftovers left. We had pizza today. By the way, SES powerlifting, because he does powerlifting now. Anytime I'm talking about my diet, I'm like justifying myself to him. Anyway, I didn't have pizza, so there you go. I had leftovers. I had pizza. I'm working on it.
He had chicken.
I had
That's
chicken.
good leftovers.
Yep.
All right, Kevin Mandevil, $3.99. Dave, primary light source here. And just before you answer that question, I want people to know I have seen your please add comments. So I've included it on backs, figures overlapping, shoulder muscle movement, and double light source as video tutorial suggestions. David, where's your light source here?
Primary light source is from here, kind of coming inward at about the angle of my pen, just like that. And then the secondary light source is just, it's off kit there.
Cool. All right, Angry Artist has a super chat for $4.99. I'll read it in my normal native voice.
Good.
What do you think your next course will be? Would love to see you on fighting poses with opponents. Facing off.
You know what? That actually really fits very well with the other request for people fighting each other and overlapping.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Could be like kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Although I do actually have a plan for my next course. And maybe you guys can let me know what you think. Because I'm going to be doing it in 2 days. And so it's not set in stone. And actually, I have the book here. I'm just going to show you guys. This is Michael D. Matesi, Force Dynamic Life Drawing for Animators. And I found some really interesting stuff in here I thought was really useful. And then I found things that it's always this way. Like, you know, from every artist, you get things that you really like, and then you get things where you're like, I don't quite understand. But anyway, there was some really good stuff in here, and I was kind of reading through it. I know how I do my figures and kind of my philosophy, but it's different when you're trying to explain something. So and I've had this book for a while. So anyway, point being, what I want to do, and I've been getting so many requests for quite a while, how to draw dynamic figures. And while I did gesture drawing, because that really is the primary way to get better at it, just as far as, you know, developing an approach and actually, you know, isolating what makes a figure dynamic versus what makes a figure stiff, that's what I want to do for this week. So that's my plan.
Right. Chow. I'm not going to say this right. Hein? I know I said that wrong, Chow. I'm so sorry. But Chow is a super chat for $20. Chow says, "Hi, David and Meredith. Happy New Year and hope you guys are doing well. How was your experience working with Jeff Loeb on the Ultimatum and Death of Captain America? And which character was your favorite to draw during that run? Ultimatum? During the run, Ultimatum.
Well, thank you very much for the super chat. And Jeff Johns, I'm sorry. Jeff Loeb was great to work with. He's very, very energetic and passionate about what he does. He's also fearless, which I think is an important quality in a writer. You know, being willing to just go with your vision of what you want to do. And, you know, he took a lot of criticism. He's taken a lot of criticism in his career. And that was something I was really worried about with Ultimatum. And it certainly got a lot of criticism. This is too thick. It got a lot of criticism. But, you know, he was willing to weather it. And, yeah, I had a great time. He had such a great sense of you know, giving me the space to draw shots that I like to draw, but also just really inventive, dynamic things to happen, you know, visually.
Yeah,
So
not every writer is as concerned about giving you the chance to do what you love.
Yes.
and giving me the space.
Yeah, and he's not really doing comics anymore, which I think is a real shame. I would love to see him do some more. Maybe one day he will. I know he's very involved in television, that kind of thing, and it's good to be an executive, but I'm sure it's got to be,
It's the creativity.
yeah. Oh, he's being very creative. I mean,
but
but having your work out there, that kind of thing, I'm sure there's a niche for him. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in years, but yeah, I'd love to see him do more. My favorite character in Ultimatum. I really like Valkyrie.
yeah.
I really like the Brian Hitch version of.
I really didn't like the thing that ate the wasp.
Yeah, that wasn't the thing. That was the blob.
I don't know what I didn't. I say not the thing, but like that thingamajiggy that I don't know the name of.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, no. I really like the Iron Man from Brian Hitch. I thought that was a great design. I love drawing that. Captain America, of course. When I try and think of what was my favorite character, there's so many characters that I love in that book. It's really the only time I ever got to draw the Thing in a comic. So part of me wants to just say, yeah, the Thing. I also got to draw, not the only time, but one of the only times I got to draw Dr. Doom, a character that's deeply underappreciated, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I love
Underappreciated.
Underappreciated.
Everybody loves Dr. Doom.
They should love him more. So says I.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, you know what? Okay, he was in a Fantastic Four movie. Nobody really saw those movies, so.
No, there you go. That's why you think that. All right. I'm gonna cough, or I'm gonna read a question. I'm not sure what's gonna happen first. Cough. All right. I think I'm ready.
Okay.
Neil Booth, super chat for £5. Another super chat from Neil. Thank you so much, Neil says, for answering my questions. As a Brit, I'd like to add a character created in the UK to the list. Judge Dredd. Thanks again. I know, we're putting it down.
Yeah.
I put her down. I put him on the list. Judge Dredd. I'm on my second page of people right now.
Well, I can tell you right now, Neil, that one's going pretty high up on the list. How is it that I keep thinking of what characters?
No. Judge Dredd.
There is something to, you know what's funny? For this
What's funny, Dave? Tell us what's funny.
For this thumbnail for this video, I used a picture of Captain America that I drew, but it came into the thumbnail really big and you could only see the shield and it looked great. And when I tried to size anyway, I ended up just going, like, the thumbnail is just the shield. So, and what I was thinking is the one thing about Judge Dredd is for me to put up a thumbnail, I can't put up my own art because I don't have anything.
That's true.
There have been a few. Miles Morales, Spider-Man wasn't my art. Like, yeah, so it happens.
All right. It's possible you haven't drawn everybody. Rike Inglaze 123 has a £5 super chat. Poor Rike. I was without internet since November, Dave.
Can you reach?
I can.
Just chuck it. Without it. Yeah, he's the one that said he was. Yeah.
Really missed you and Meredith, and of course the flock, Finch flock. It's so good to be back before 100,000 subs. Love you all. I can't even imagine how you could be without internet since November.
Yeah, that's bananas.
And we might not be alive at the Finch household. Like Everett might have killed us if we were without internet.
Yeah.
We would turn into a berserker.
Yeah.
So would Isaac, quite frankly.
Oh, yeah.
When the internet goes down, Isaac's like, oh, the internet's down. Reset the internet. I'm like, dude, it's like a problem with Kojiko, not with our internet.
Yeah.
What do I do? Read a book.
It's very nice though when, people haven't been here for a little bit. People get busy or their school or whatever and come back and see some familiar faces we haven't seen.
Nice to have the OG back.
Yep.
Oh, now you got me saying the OG.
There you go.
OV. That used to be a beer. You've got the time. You've got the. OV was a beer.
Yes. Old Vienna.
I don't think I was singing the right song though.
I don't know if anybody here would know
But that
Old
was a
Vienna,
Miller
though.
Time song. That was a Miller Time song.
Yeah, Old Vienna is a Canadian beer.
Only Canadians will know it.
Yes, and only
Only rural Canadian people, Canadians who grew up in the deep rural north.
is a very blue collar beer.
Little chubbies.
Yep,
The little stubby chubbies.
stubbies, the chubbies. That's right.
They're stubbies, aren't they?
They're stubbies. Yeah.
But they're so fat. They're cute.
Yeah.
Just those old bottles. I'm sure there's a reason we have different bottles now.
I don't know.
Mark C. Super Chat for $5. Mark says, I live in Baton Rouge. We gave up Christmas turkey for a crawfish cornbread stuffed chicken.
Wow.
It's delicious. I'm coming to Mark's house for Christmas this year.
Oh yeah, that sounds
We're all going to
amazing.
be on your doorstep because that sounds phenomenal. So
Yeah.
good. All right. Greg L. Static Art, $2 Super Chat. Greg wants a tutorial on fully drawing in and rendering muscles. Adding that to the list.
Okay. Did anybody comment on what I'm planning to do for Tuesday?
What's Tuesday?
The tutorial that I spent a while talking about.
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you want me to go back?
No,
I have
no.
Doom the Goat, Dr. Doom the Goat. Doom is in all the Fantastic Four movies. Is that before you're talking about your tutorial or after?
It doesn't matter. I think
You
it's
go
going to
back
be.
and watch these anyway. I'm not. You're just looking for.
It's true. I go
You're
back.
just looking for validation right now.
Wow, man. Don't you think that's a little, like,
Mean.
yeah,
I
a little
love you.
bit.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm so sorry. Love you.
yeah.
You're a great individual, David.
Okay.
You're worthy.
Thank you for your validation, Meredith.
You're welcome. Kevin Mandeville, super chat for $2.99. All the more reason to draw a Thing versus Doom, David.
There you go. See? And yeah, you know what? I think that would be a great way to get, and how great would that be? So my next sketch, and I can tell you guys right now, and I have not actually seen Andy Parks. Sorry, Andy. Michael Parks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He hasn't been here for a bit, and now anyway.
Charlie Parks?
Thank you, Meredith. Oh man, I'm sorry, Charlie. I haven't seen him here for a bit, and he's the one that kept requesting Gambit, and I kept saying I was going to do it, and anyway. Gambit's next, after next week, because I'm going to knock on wood again. It didn't work last time. I'm going to do it because I think.
Get back to commissions.
Yeah, well, I'm doing Gambit first, and then I'll do a commission, and then I want to do.
Then we gotta take some time off.
Doctor Doom versus the Thing. And anyway, I got a bunch, but I really want to do that one. And I really want to do Judge Dredd. You guys notice that I always really want to do what you guys mentioned last.
Yeah.
I'm very flighty that way.
You're cute. All right. Next super chat comes from Darm X for $5. Darm says, you know what Meredith would like to see? You drawing the big, bad, tall lady villain from Resident Evil 8. She's a tyrant. I feel like Darm is putting words in my mouth here. Darm, I don't know who that is. Maybe that's who Darm would like to see.
Maybe.
Big bad. I'm gonna write big bad tall lady villain. Maybe he means drawing me as a villain.
That would make sense.
That makes more sense. All right.
Now that people have seen you, I think that they could totally relate with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the little hatchet witch nose.
And the laugh. Just like that.
Jerry Orasco. $10 super chat. Jerry's like quaking in his boots right now. Hi, D&M. I was looking forward to the stream all day, and then I heard Meredith laugh. Just kidding. I'm trying to be optimistic about cons coming back this year so you can visit us in Texas. I'd love to get another in-person sketch from you again.
I'm really hoping. I'm dying to go to Texas. You know, I'd really like to get a chance to hang out with Eric, and you know, because I mean, we talk all the time, and we've actually never met. I think that would be great. You know, and I mean, Texas is a huge state. So many people. I think Jimmy's from Texas too.
Yep, Jimmy, who is back on the stream.
Oh, he's here.
He's here.
Jimmy.
Dang it! He's like a freaking, it's like a wart you just can't get rid of.
Meredith. Jimmy, I'm sorry.
I love you.
I'll fire her if you want.
You can fire me all he wants.
She'll still be back.
Page 1, Jimmy says, Meredith, tell David Finch, you is kind and you is beautiful.
Oh, yeah. And what did you just say? How do you feel now?
Not bad at all.
He knows you love him.
That's right. All right. Next super chat comes from, I copied the super chat without the name. I got to go back so I can find it. So I'll read this one. Jay Sanchez for $14.99. Jay says, hey, David, what should I do if I can't figure out how to draw because I keep drawing Venom and Hulk? LOL.
Well, I think the answer to that one is, and first of all, thank you very much. The answer to that one seems very clear to me. I think you really do need to, you know, if you're drawing a lot of Venom and Hulk, you know, draw women. That's very important. Something that I don't do enough in my own tutorial stuff. It's so male focused, and I need to do more stuff with women. Spider-Man, you know, I mean, it's very closely related to Venom, obviously, but it's a really different body type and different. Well, Venom's got some similar kind of movement, but I think you could get a lot from that. A character like, you know, Captain America or Wolverine, or, you know, just really try different characters, you know. And also, part of the reason why drawing a comic book, the comic pages, is so useful is on a cover, you'll very rarely draw a character from behind, or a character, you know, like this shot of a head. I'm just going to do it. You guys have seen me do this before, but here's my ear. I don't even know why I'm drawing an example when it's going to be so crappy, but here's my eye. Draw my own head. I'll give him a nose like mine there. Like that kind of a head drawn from that angle, you won't really ever see on a cover, and you won't learn how to do those kinds of things. And it's really, you know, you want to be well-rounded. And if you're the kind of artist that does commissions, and that's the only sort of work you won't learn. And that's just, I mean, that's one tiny little example, but yeah, you really want to develop that range.
All right. So, Jim Klein said, Meredith, earlier you mentioned writing what you thought you should have said but thought of later. English doesn't have a word for that, but French does.
Spirit de escalier. It's the spirit of the stairs.
How do you know that?
Because I read
How could you go?
I read
Continue to amaze me.
Death by Neil Gaiman. It was in there.
Well,
all of my knowledge comes from comic books.
Neil Gaiman said it, so I know it.
I remember that from years ago. I thought it was a cool saying. And I kind of wanted to say it when you said that, and I thought, I'm going to sound like a, you know.
Well, there you go. So it came up in the stream so you could
I could say it. Look, I know that.
See?
I know that.
Life is good. Now you're going to go to bed happy. Super chat from Eric Scott. Thank you so much, Erica. Erica says, hi, D&M. David, do you think we can get a lesson on drawing denim and sweater textures? And Meredith, how do I get work to feel classic while avoiding cliches?
I'm
going to put denim and sweater texture on this list. How's it different? Like, how's it different than clothing and folds? Like, what you do in clothing and folds?
Okay, well, denim, it really comes down to the seams. Other than that, I don't really do anything different. I can't be drawing individual, but for sweaters, there is actually a real technique to it. I mean, it's nothing. It's not some huge special thing. Okay, here, I'm going to show you how I would do color. I've filled up so much space here, but here's my collar for a sweater. Here's a sweater. And so what I would do is I'll go a little thicker here. I'm not going to do the whole thing. And then here, and I'll go a little thicker again as it kind of lights under. And I'm just kind of creating a pattern like this. And I can kind of break it up a little bit just to, because you don't want it to look too mechanical. And then I can come around to the top like this. And it gives me like a, a bit of a texture. So there you go. And I would do the same thing down the sweater too. So, as it rounds down or over the chest, like if you got a huge pec like I do, it would
massive.
Yeah, you would get that same kind of a thing, and you want to kind of break it up a little bit just to give you some character to the line.
And then in terms of getting work to feel classic and with avoiding cliches, I think it's okay to use archetypes and things that people are familiar with. The key is just to do it sincerely. Like, I think when things get manufactured and you feel like you need to do something to tick a box, it's when it feels more cliche than if it's something that you feel strongly about. A character needs to do this, or a character needs to feel this, or I need to have this kind of character.
Yeah, and then there are tropes like, you don't want to have your villain be the hero's father. Obviously that's great for Star Wars, but
hey, you know what? You could do that. You could have the villain be the hero's father, because maybe your father has been a villain in your life, or you have a father figure in your life that you're trying to resolve. I think
fine, but you don't want that to be a surprising reveal.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is right from a place of communicating a sincere emotion, and I think you just naturally avoid cliches. Cliches come about when you are just don't know what you're doing, like you don't know where to go, and you're just grasping for a place to go, and you think I should just do this. You're doing what you think you should do instead of what you're feeling.
Yeah, you want to write from the characters first.
Yeah.
And your theme. Now, theme is.
I talk like I know what I'm doing. I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
Nobody does, though. That's the thing about writing.
I write a book. I hope it works out.
This is the thing about writing. Nobody really. It's art too. Like I could put lines all over the place. It's always a choice. I make mistakes everywhere, and you kind of have to just do it. And
keep doing it.
Yeah.
And think about what you can I could say my life is a cliche sometimes. I'm like, holy crap, my life is a cliche, but it's my life. Life is a cliche sometimes. But bring authenticity to it.
Also, I want to point out, and I could be wrong, but I think you guys
You're normally wrong.
Right, would agree that Iron Man, you know what? Ayman Islam, I was just looking up and he said, could you please add Iron Man to the list? And as a matter of fact, on the cover that I was working on, I was trying to think of what to do. I had Iron Man written on there. Oh, right. Yeah.
What were you saying?
You could Hollywood could make Terminator 500 times and slightly change the plot. Not even, you could pretty much have the same plot and just change the setting and change, you could make a Western. I don't care. I would watch everyone and I would enjoy it. It doesn't matter. I think that being completely original is admirable, but it's not necessary
for success.
Yes.
People said every Harlequin writer everywhere.
Well, and the amount of horror movies where a woman is in her house or apartment or whatever and trapped, and they ultimately prevail or whatever, you know what I mean, or the revenge kind of horror movies, or there's genres of movies set around movies. Yeah, and there really are genres of horror movies set around plot types. And aside from the villain, aside from vampire or whatever, just the way the plot goes, there are genres. So I don't think it's necessarily something to be too afraid of, my opinion.
Erica says, super chat to say, thanks, Meredith and Dave, super helpful. I'm glad. We can tell we're like pedaling to make sure, are we helping? Did it work? Thanks, Erica.
Well, this is where, and the problem is, Meredith, it's very easy to answer questions like that if you get hoity-toity. You know what I'm saying, right? I feel the same way with art. I want to give an answer that I feel like is honest, and I could give some kind of pretentious.
We're not. I don't know. I could do pretentious. I'm pretentious all the time, but not with stuff that I feel, It's not natural.
The way that I come up with the covers, I go to sleep.
I dream about the cover.
Yeah.
It comes to me in my dreams.
I drink a particular form of tea.
I drink kombucha. I do drink kombucha. So that's why I said it. And then I draw. Skeleton has a super chat for $5. Have you or would you ever consider drawing Scarecrow?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
one of my favorite Batman characters, and it would be cool to see you draw him.
Actually, yeah, that's a great idea. I did Scarecrow actually quite a bit in Batman the Dark Knight. He was the major villain that I used throughout that. I did a bunch of Scarecrow stuff in the stuff that I was that I did with Paul Jenkins, and then I did a story with Greg Hurwitz that was all about. Actually, I was very lucky to get the Greg Hurwitz story. He's an incredible writer, and he's a great guy. You know, Meredith loves him too. I mean, he's hilarious, and he had done a Penguin story, standalone Penguin story for DC, and he was going to do a standalone Scarecrow story. It was already approved, the whole thing, and I was able to convince him to bring it over to Batman the Dark Knight, and that was a huge coup. I was so happy to get that story. I loved it. It was already written, so I knew, everything that he was going to do with it, and I was already a big fan of his writing. I'd actually read some of his books, so yeah, I've drawn him.
All right. Next super chat comes from Tyler for $5. Tyler says, "Heck yeah, Captain America!"
Thank you, Tyler. Who doesn't love Captain America?
I don't. There's something wrong with you if you don't like Captain America.
Well, come on, we don't want to start going down that road, but
I'm going down that road. I said it. I'm on the couch. It must be true.
If you disagree,
Ask Erica.
then there's something wrong with you. There
That's
you go.
right.
That's great. Perfect. This is when I shut people off if I'm watching. I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Well, you're drawing a pretty picture, so we're all good. Hunter Barnhart has a super chat for $5. Hunter wants to know, is Ascension available collected anywhere? I've been searching the web and struggling. I want to read it since I discovered it about a year ago.
It is not.
I don't think it is.
And no, they never really. They did these little mini collections, a couple issues, and I had like 3 copies that they gave me years and years ago. I didn't exactly get a lot of comp copies, and I gave them away. I haven't had them since 97.
I've never read Ascension.
So yeah, unfortunately, I mean, you can find it. I've got comp copies sitting in the closet.
Not all of them, though.
Probably not, yeah, but I've got some, and
Well, I tell you what. When you finally kickstart a book, we'll offer a signed set of Ascension comics.
okay.
It'll be like, that'll be the only thing on that tier 1 set of Ascension comics. I'm putting my pinky at the side of my mouth right now, Dr. Evil style.
Spoiler alert, though, Meredith, I am never kickstarting a book.
$100 million.
I don't see that happening. Like, okay, so here's something I've been really concerned about.
I'm kickstarting a book.
Yes. Oh, yeah, Meredith is. So there you go. We do for that.
Not right now. I'm not kickstarting a book right now.
But-
I'm watching for it.
Well, you're working on it. What we do now, and this was so heartbreaking, COVID made shipping almost impossible, and it really made a real nightmare of shipping. Everybody got their stuff, though, right? I mean, but yeah, it was.
There's a few people that I'm still like, your cousin won't. I need to get books to your cousin.
Oh man.
Sante.
See, and this is, yeah, you think you get special treatment as family. Actually, that just means that we feel like we can, hold you off longer.
No,
It's
but
the
I think
worst.
they only have one other person who.
Okay, well, hopefully.
There's a few things like a Lee Week sketch got drawn in soft cover and it should have been drawn in a hard cover, and so I had to apologize to the guy, and he's just gonna get Lee to do it in a hard cover too, like things like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But like it was out of my control because I didn't have control. Like everything was in the States.
Right, but anyway, so
As a result of COVID.
it was not ideal. It really wasn't.
ideal.
But what was ideal, and what you'll be doing again, and I think is great, is that the book is finished by the time you do the Kickstarter.
Yes.
And so it's not like some phantom project that,
No, I would never ever kickstart something that wasn't done.
and that is a tough thing because, people kickstart in order to be able to finance the production of the work, which I fully respect. And I think it's a great way to go. but it runs the risk of, what if you aren't able to finish? So that is not ever going to happen. But what I was going to talk about though is a sketchbook, because I want to do a sketchbook of the streams, and I just don't know really what the ruling is on that, because it's all licensed characters.
You've done sketchbooks before.
I know, but I don't sell them online. That's what I mean.
Mm.
And there is a real line there. Like, they don't just go for that. So I don't actually think I'm going to be able to do that ultimately.
Well, we'll have to see. The last Martian Marvel might get permission.
I don't think so. And they're they are so generous. Like, let me put it this way. If I did do it and I couldn't do it, they would say, you need to stop and you need to pull that down. It's not like they would come after me with lawyers.
No.
I mean, they're
They're
great.
They're so nice to artists.
But at the same time,
They
you have
very
to.
nicely ask you not to.
Yes, and I have to in turn respect their IP, and I don't know that I could do it. And it's something I've been thinking about for a
Maybe we'll
bit.
just have to do a Dave Finch sketchbook. Or like,
Yeah, but
you do your own individual character.
Great, yeah, and I'll do 300 drawings of it in my free time.
No. And then it's on the cover, and then people open it, and it's got paper that you like, and it's just a sketchbook, but it's got it's like merchandise.
Oh yeah,
Finch
yeah.
box sketchbook.
There you go. Yeah, sure. All right. Well,
We don't need to Kickstarter that though.
Yeah. Jim Lee did a whole art bag,
He did.
which was very
It would
cool.
be nice if you could get me a logo, so I could get stuff done.
We have one,
I know.
and yeah. Look,
You can get it to me.
yes.
All right. Next super chat comes from.
I feel like there's so much like follow through that just keeps not happening with our channel right now. Like memberships, which I have not pulled the trigger on. I keep saying,
You're not going to.
well, because I don't want to be promising things I can't deliver, and I'm just so afraid of that. So, and
Also, I don't have time right now to pick up the pieces
of me not being able to deliver when I promise something. Yeah.
Oh, of helping.
Right, and
I don't have time.
Well, and Eric has been so great helping. Like, I couldn't do none of this stuff either of us could do without Eric. I mean, and it's funny. I started the channel without Eric, and it was very difficult. And I don't know how long I would have lasted. So I have Jimmy to thank for getting me started. I have Robert Marzullo to thank for giving me a ton of guidance and help, and I have Eric to thank for really holding everything together, the Discord and the website. And I mean, he's here tonight. So yeah, thank Eric if you guys don't mind. I'd appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Eric. The greatest, the GOAT. Eric is the GOAT. GOAT moderator. All right, on a totally different topic. Mark C wants to know for $2, Dr. Doom. With or without eyebrows?
I don't know. So, okay, here's what I'd say. My Dr. Doom is Mike Mignola, Dr. Doom. He did a book with Doctor Strange. I'm going to start looking for that. I'm not going to look for it. Anyway, it's really the classic one, So I have a feeling that you're maybe describing one that is like more of a recent design. And look, there have been some incredible. Look, my preference, generally speaking, is the classics. So.
All right. Kevin Ford has a super chat for $4.99. Kevin says you should draw Wojtek. I don't know if I said that right. Wojtek, the Russian soldier bear that served during World War II, but obviously a comic book version. How fun.
Huh.
Like Winnie the Pooh.
The Russian what version?
A Russian soldier bear. Wojtek. I'm going to Google it for you. I mean, obviously it was a bear that they dressed up like a soldier during World War II.
No, I'm going to be honest with you. That is a crazy idea that I probably actually won't do. Not because it's a Russian bear or something like that. It's just
a bear that went to war.
But it's so different than. I mean, I'll grant you, I did the Grinch, so there's that. But that was Christmas.
In English, sometimes spelled Wojtek and pronounced as such. Wojtek was a Syrian brown bear bought as a young cub at a railway station in Hamden, Iran by Polish 2 Corps soldiers who'd been evacuated from the Soviet Union. Clearly, he went to war.
Crazy. You know what? We're talking about doing a
He was like a dog. He was almost human. He died in 1963, partly of damage to his esophagus from swallowing cigarettes.
Oh no, it was an actual bear, not
Yes.
I'm thinking like a
No, it's like an actual bear.
crazy.
It's the story of Watch Check True. It was made into a movie.
Wow. That's awesome.
He carried supplies during fighting in England. Now I've gone down a rabbit hole.
He's like Captain America except real.
Yeah. There you go.
That's very cool.
All right. Let's go in there, D.
It's coming. I'm trying to make it as quick as I can. What is it? 9:55. We got about, truthfully, 20 minutes.
So I was changing the sheets in the bed this weekend, and I lifted up my pillow.
Yeah.
And what scuttles out, but like a big black spider the size of a nickel.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. That was not cool.
That's not the worst part of the story.
The worst part is
I had a spider bite. I swear. I had like a
spider bite on
I had
your
like a
arms.
mosquito and my arm was itchy, and then yeah. So
It's not like I don't change the sheets weekly, because I do.
yeah. Well, you know,
But it just crawled under the pillow.
it was only that week I had a bite. So there you go.
That's right. That's because I changed the sheets. He must have just like, maybe live in the woods. Warms up a day, gets cold a day. Everything wants to be inside.
Maybe.
Michael DeFonte has a $5 super chat. Hi, Dave and Meredith. Have you read Gene Colan's run on Tomb of Dracula in the black and white collected edition?
Okay. Some of it, yes. Not in the black and white collected edition. That would be very cool to see. I used to have all of Mark Silvestri's run on Wolverine in black and white. It was all on crappy newsprint, but I didn't care. It was great to see it all in black and white. Over the years, I've lent them out, and now I have one that doesn't even have Mark art in it anymore. So I need to get those again, and I've had trouble finding them. You know what I do have? I have Conan Red Nails by Barry Windsor Smith. Full size. It's huge. That would be another one. It would be great to do as a book of the week. I will do it at some point, but it's so big. I don't even know how we would get it under the camera.
Red Nails.
Which reminds me, Meredith,
With Valeria?
I took on a commission
Mm-hmm.
about a month ago, and it just showed up,
Mm-hmm.
and it's enormous, and it has
It's freaking. Did you open it?
no, but I mean, you see the box,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
not opening that box till we move.
right? Anyway,
Keep it protected.
yeah, oh no, and that's fine. But I was thinking, hey, I could do some of that on live stream because it has artwork by like Todd
I think
McFarlane
that
and
it was okay to do that.
okay, and I'd love to do that, but what I need to do in order to do that is figure out how to, because I can't. It'd be difficult to get on the desk. I need to think of something,
Yeah.
but I think it'd be great to do that. So I'll figure it out. But yeah, some of the art on it is crazy, and it's all stuff from, like, you know, Todd McFarlane Spider-Man contemporary, you know, from that era, banana stuff on it.
Mark C has another $2 super chat. Mark says Doom had no eyebrows until John Byrne in the 80s.
Oh, okay. Well, and the one that I'm thinking about is post 80. It's 80s. It's Mike Mignola. So I guess I'm thinking about the eyebrows one then. There you go.
Well, and here's some information. Edward Lee, in Todd McFarlane's art book, he says he made every attempt to gain permission of all the copyright holders, and if an omission was made, he would correct it in future editions.
Okay.
And apparently Jim Lee also did an art book.
Well, Jim Lee's a publisher.
Yeah, but does he have Marvel stuff in his art book?
I don't know.
Probably. You don't think he just did, you know,
Well, you know what? I
investigate.
yeah, I say, oh yeah, we'll find out. We'll investigate. And then, you know, what will happen is next week
Talk
we'll
to
come
me.
along and
Talk to me after we move.
there you go. Yeah. And that's something, honestly, Meredith,
You
you'll
got
have to help with
Okay.
because I don't have
I
time.
can talk to Jason about it.
He would know, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, art dealer Jason
Yeah.
Shaker. Okay, I was thinking you're talking about Jay Fabok.
No, Jason. The guy who sells our art.
Okay.
He does art books, sketchbooks all the time. Why do I have like 1,000 emails from Epic Games changing the security code?
That would be
Another
Isaac.
child?
Yes. I don't know what he's doing, but I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, catch this. We're at our friend's house today, and he's like, yeah, Tyler and I are swapping our accounts. He paid me $80 for my Fortnite account. I said, no, he did not. No, he did not pay $80 for your Fortnite account where I've got, who even knows how much money
Oh
we spent
yeah.
on that kid.
That
for
kid has
skins.
suckered us into so much money
I'm
for
like,
this stupid
if
thing.
Tyler wants to play on your account, just swap accounts for a week.
Yeah.
And then you get your account back. Because you know what he said to me? Well, I'll just buy them all again. That's what he said to me.
Yeah, with the money that.
I'll just buy
Yeah.
them all again, Mom.
Sure. That's.
Kid had no concept of how spoiled he is.
Well, to give you an idea, so now this is our fault too, right? Because we had
not
the credit.
Just our fault. How about the time when we went to Mexico?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We go to Mexico, we're having a great time, and then we get an
New
email.
Year's Eve.
Yep.
Sitting down to dinner on New Year's Eve.
And we get an email. He spent
No, we got a phone call from
phone-
Everett.
Oh, that's right. Everett caught him. $700 he spent on skins on Fortnite
Yeah.
because the credit card was right in there, so you could just do it. And he didn't understand that it was costing money. Yeah, fun.
That was good times there. And Kenny Wang says Jim did have Marvel stuff in it.
Well, there you go. So, okay.
He had Marvel, manga, and video game characters.
So it is possible then.
Yes.
So we'll figure it out then. I think if he could do it as a publisher of DC, which is a competitive company, like they're competing too. So I would think that obviously it's a doable thing.
People are complaining about the spam in the chat tonight. And I think it's because your subs are going up. Like when you get 100,000 subscribers, more people just come to check it out, like the chat, and then you get a little bit of spam. So
I don't have
Eric's doing his job. He's spamming.
Yeah.
Working hard. He's making his money, herding cats tonight.
You don't pay him. I don't pay him. He does it out of the goodness of his heart.
Well, there he's earning his special place in our hearts, herding the cats tonight. Lee Townsend's here. Lee says, hi, Dave America. Captain America's looking great.
Oh, thank you, Lee. Thanks for coming
Jimmy's
by.
here. Obviously, you know.
Yes. Did I even say hi to Jimmy? I said hi. Yeah.
And then I said we don't like Jimmy anymore.
Oh, that's right.
I
Yeah.
cut Jimmy down.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. That's why he comes here, just to.
Thomas DN says, even children of poverty don't really understand money until they start paying inelastic bills like housing and healthcare. Can't really blame them. It's so hard. It's so hard to teach your kids. And I think it's harder nowadays because they don't see money.
Yeah.
They see
Oh, he looks.
it's electronic transactions, and it's like he's buying stuff on the computer and it just happens. Or I tap my debit card and it just happens. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't understand that a credit card has a limit and that you can't spend up to the limit. I mean, you can spend up to the limit, but then you're in trouble. Yeah, it's. I think it's more difficult than it has ever been to teach kids the value of a dollar. That being said, part of its personality, because Everett is so cheap. I mean, he's very generous too. Like he'll go to Tim Hortons and get you coffee, but he'll also sometimes ask for your debit
Okay.
card to pay.
Yeah. Let's put the fine print in there.
He doesn't
Now-
always do that. He got you coffee this morning.
Oh, and he paid for it himself?
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
came back from Tim Hortons, but
See, look
he
at
got
that.
himself a breakfast sandwich. and
He's
he got
very
you a
generous.
coffee.
I'm going to zoom
He's
in.
a sweet kid.
So much stuff on my desk here. I can't
It's
even.
partly kids, and it's partly, J. Scott Campbell. Brett Rain says J. Scott Campbell does Marvel and DC stuff in his sketchbooks.
So there you go. It is possible then. All right. Because I've done sketchbooks with Marvel and DC stuff in them, but I've been selling them at conventions and not on a website or like not online. And that's how this would be if we're doing like a,
Yeah.
So that's my concern.
Yeah, no, I think it could be okay. Because, I mean, I think Marvel and DC would cut people some slack right now, given the current state of lack of conventions, because they do look the other way for conventions.
They do. We'll see, though. I mean,
I don't know. Eric Huffle says, pay kids their allowance in cash so they know what it means. Also make them do chores to earn their allowance so they understand work. That's what I actually do with Isaac. If he wants to buy something, I make him do chores for me now. He's like, can I do some, and he'll come up to me and go, can I do some chores to get this?
Yeah, he
I haven't
does.
done that lately though. But yeah, he does know that he has to work for what he wants. He does it not enough work for a $20 game that he wants to buy. He does not do $20 worth of work, but there you go.
It's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. He understands.
I'm going to make
the
that eye dark
concept.
because I hate it. There. Instantly better. I think, anyway.
So tomorrow morning, guys, we're gonna wake up. Dave's gonna have 100,000 subscribers. That's my statement of fact. You're at 99.5. You only need 500 more tonight.
That's-
Anthony G is here. Anthony's a super chat for 499. Anthony says, "Hi guys, here's my last minute contribution. Hope you have a great week. Oh, and Dave, I'm waiting on my Batman Catwoman #1 to show up.
Oh, great. Yeah, thank you, Anthony.
Woo! Thanks for ordering it.
Yeah. We just got some prints of that.
Did we? Oh, we signed them. I gotta send them out.
Yeah.
Kenny Wayne says, guys, Zoomers aren't stupid, okay? We know what money is. Like, we've read about it in the history books. That little N was my comment, not his. Yeah, Kenny, sure. I mean, Kenny, my kids are that much younger than yours. Than you are. Yours, not Kenny doesn't have kids, but. Okay, I have to laugh because we're talking about spam on the stream.
Yep.
And then Darren Eamon says, canned tuna, it's better than spam. But who knows flakes of ham? Did you eat flakes of ham
Nope.
when you were a kid? Maple leaf flakes of ham
No, this is fascinating, though.
comes in a can like tuna, and it makes like my parents would make it with like mayo and relish. Every once in a while, I get a craving for a flakes of ham sandwich. I have a craving for it right now, actually.
Now that you're talking about it.
I like tuna too. I like tuna sandwiches too. So every once in a while.
Not sure if that'll work.
Seward says, I got my copy. That's of his captain at Batman. Captain
Oh, yeah.
Catwoman.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad they're going out, and thank you so much, Jordan.
And you're at 602 likes, and I've not said it yet tonight, so I'm going to do it now. If you have not already hit like on the video, hit like. And if you've not subscribed to Dave's channel yet, please hit subscribe. Hit like and subscribe. And share. You can also hit the share button. Share it with your friends. Encourage them to like and subscribe. You can share on Facebook. You can share on Twitter. I think you can share on Reddit. I'm going to hit the share button. You can share on email. Are you dying right now?
No.
You can share on Tumblr.
Okay. Now I'm dying.
Pinterest, LinkedIn, Blogger.
Is Tumblr still around?
Apparently. People still are on Tumblr.
I guess. Yeah.
Agent Cub says for $2. Oh no, Cap lost an eye.
Yeah, I like it better that way. It's dark over there, and it was just looking weird. Maybe I'm wrong, but sometimes you have to just go with it. I didn't like it.
Go with your gut.
Yep. And I know I like it more now. So
All right, Eric Grove, the GOAT, says, it looks like there's still some of Dave's Batman Catwoman variants left. Check them out here, and he's got a link to www.shop.comicsketchart.com.
oh well, thank you, Eric. I didn't know. I don't hear things, so then I don't know because I haven't actually advertised it for a while. So yeah, there you go. Still out there.
Corey says, I'm always waiting with the like until Meredith says it. She has to work for it. See, if you don't ask,
There
you
go.
don't get. Thank you, Corey.
Uh,
Thank you for validating my request. Tonight is the night of validation. Dave got a little validation. Merrick got a little validation.
You did.
Hunter Barnhart for $5. Hunter is back. I went back. So sorry if you answered already. I might have missed the answer. Our super chat is Ascension available in collective form anywhere? I can't find it. Hunter, we were talking about that. Unfortunately, it is not.
Yeah.
It's not. They never collected it. There were some like mini collections, Dave said. But
Well, and the problem is that things just weren't collected the same way back then. You know, it was much more just a monthly comic business. And so, yeah, never got collected. And the book, I mean, it sold really well. It should have got collected, I think. You know, everybody thinks their book should get collected.
that's right. See, I did all that. You can share places. I had a Dr. Seuss moment with the fans. The chat and I are having some Dr. Seuss moments.
You're doing this just to get me to speed up, aren't you?
Pardon?
I said
You
you're
can
doing.
share in a hat. You can share in a boat. Wearing a coat. You can share in a mat. You can share with your dog. You can share in a log.
I'm willing to beg you to
You
stop.
can share.
I'm not above.
Share in the fog. Oh, you make me laugh. All right. Just make sure I got them all. Sheldon Martin says, I think Tumblr got renamed Tumbleweeds.
Ooh, burn.
Brett Rain says, I just shared on MySpace. Supersonico says, don't forget to spam other YouTube channels with Dave's vids.
There you go.
Dave, you're off cam, says Rike.
Oh.
Plays 1, 2, 3. You back on?
Yeah, sorry about that. I zoomed in and then, yeah, this always happens. I zoom in and I forget, and then I'm all over the place. I'll try and be a little more aware of it because I like to zoom in when I'm doing more detail because otherwise you don't see it. But what happens is Meredith starts going off. You guys know what I'm talking about. And then I forget what
you're talking about.
And then I forget what I'm doing because I'm like, all I'm thinking is, please make it stop. Please make it stop. And then next thing you know, I'm way over here.
You're like waiting for the camera to that's when you want that is when you want the mute button, isn't it?
Yes.
I am so looking forward to the new house when I have control of the sound.
Yep.
I'm going to set my desk up where I can control.
Hey, look, I'm looking forward to it
I
too.
can do the laugh track. I can do a laugh track.
Wait.
I can do clapping.
Laughter. Boom.
I'm going to laugh, and then I'll have the laugh track.
I think the laughter is another one that just goes on and on. I'm going to stop it. Some of them.
You're the worst with that. I'm just saying. I love you. You have so many talents. You are the worst. You have no sense of timing. So instead, we're going to ask a question you can answer from Agent Cub for $2. What do you use for whiteout?
This is a Uniposca. You can find, if you type in on Amazon, that's where I always buy these things. You can just type in Uniposca. Make sure to type in Uniposca white because they have a lot of different colors and a lot of different things, and it narrows it down much easier. They come in 3 different sizes. There's this size, there's a medium and a large. I pretty much generally just use the small size. So yeah, I just bought like 10 of them. So I was running out. They work incredibly well. You'll have to generally, a lot of times you'll have to do a couple layers. Not always. Sometimes they really come out well. Sometimes they don't. You have to shake them. They've got like a little ball in there, and it's paint, which means that I can use it and I can still use this pen on top of it, which I can't do with some of the other whiteout pens, like a Jelly Roll, that kind of thing. These pens scratch right through it.
All right. Hunter Barnhart has a super chat for $2 to say, gotcha. Thanks for the answer and sorry to ask twice. No problem. I'm sorry that that we digressed when we answered your question so that you felt that you had to ask it again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because we digressed to that I said you could use your sentence, like the copies of the Interesting English use as a Facebook or a Kickstarter.
Right. Yeah. Next thing you know, we're going off on that. It's
Kickstarter, so apologies.
here. Look,
What?
there's sound effects.
What did you just put as a sound effect?
Crickets, because you went quiet.
Well, I'm scrolling through the chat.
It's still these things, man. I need to.
The sounds. I don't know if the sounds are working properly.
I'm.
Jordan Clark, I think, said they weren't.
Oh really?
Dagmo says sounds aren't working.
Ah.
So clearly, it's a problem with the way. Are you sure your soundboard's plugged in?
No, of course not.
That's why my mic's not working. Don't worry, we're done tonight. Finish your picture.
Look, Meredith. I wish I knew.
You know what? It wouldn't be Meredith and Dave if there wasn't something going on. Call it Murphy's Law. I'm not hearing sound effects at night. I don't hear any crickets. See, nobody heard any sound.
Yeah, why that would be, I don't know.
Eric Grove says Meredith cut the cable to the sounds. The only thing I'm cutting the cable to, Eric, is the mute button. When I'm laughing and he hits mute, that's just hurtful. Like you don't like my cackly laugh. You just hit mute again! David Finch.
I think it barely makes a difference, though.
It
Barely makes a dent.
Louder.
I'm pretty sure that works, though.
Dave, I think some of your audio's off, says Greg outside a card. Can't hear Maris' mic and there are no sound effects.
Yeah, it's definitely off then. I don't know why.
We'll fix it for next week.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, what I'll end up having to do is just do some recording here and listen to it back and see what I'm outputting. I don't know why that would be, but we'll have to figure it out.
We'll figure it out. The good news is we have sound effects for our process interviews. And in case we haven't told you who we interviewed, Dan DiDio, Andy Schmidt, Francis Vanpool, Jason Fabic, Richard Friend, Matt Idelson. Who am I forgetting?
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
6. We did 6, right?
Sure. I'm sorry.
We got, Kyle Higgins.
Oh, yeah.
7.
Jeez.
That's 7. We did 7.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So we did 7. We'll see how they go before we line people up for more.
Right.
Rike Ingles 123 has a good idea.
Okay.
Let's hit the cricket button again.
Okay, hold on.
Cricket, 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 cricket. No, I'm doing the cricket.
Oh, you know what? I can hear it outputting from the speakers.
Cricket, cricket. Do you
Or from the headphones. I can hear it
Is that
coming
the
through.
problem because you have headphones plugged in?
Maybe it's outputting to the, I don't know.
Oh my gosh. All professional here. All professional.
I could totally hear it coming out of those, though.
Yeah, that's how it.
If I unplug them, I bet you it would work.
I bet it would.
But for me to do that, I'm going to have to, you know what?
You just finished your drawing.
I know. It's getting late.
Yeah. It's 10:18. I got 17% of my battery left.
This is a complex one a little bit.
I forgot to charge.
I want this one to be nice, though, because, it's going to
Because
be.
someone's going to get it next week.
That's right. So,
Tune in for the 100,000 subscriber giveaway. Because it's going to happen. It's going to be next week.
I would not be.
Sketches.
I would not be the first channel to lose a ton of subscribers. So, I feel like we're tempting fate here.
Stop that. Stop. People are on your channel because you give them.
All right. Stop with that.
No.
We're good.
No. Good quality, good value, and you're fun.
All right. Good.
Stop muting me. Cricket, cricket.
Okay.
Cricket, cricket.
All right.
Cricket, cricket. You're going to hit mute. I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, you win.
Next time you hit mute,
I could mute both of us and I'd still have to hear it.
you'd be stuck with no cricket noise. Yeah, I'm dying on all my devices.
Well, I am almost done. At this point now, like I really could just pick up the pencil or the pen, I guess, at any time and just leave it because it's mostly done. But, you know, I could also spend 4 hours on it too. That's the thing about.
Oh, hey. Martin J. Amick, I don't know if I did that right. Just tagged me on Instagram in a picture that he drew based on your picture tonight.
Oh, really?
Want to see it?
Yeah. Very nice. Wow. Thank you for that, Martin.
Give me my phone.
Very cool. He did that fast too.
Draw, monkey, draw. Mama's got to go to bed.
All right.
She's got another big day of packing. I got my office almost packed up, so that's good. What else have I got to pack? I packed all our wine glasses. That was a sad day. Don't think I didn't leave some out for myself, though.
Oh, there you go.
I left 6 out.
6.
I don't know. Just in case someday we got to have friends over before we moved. I wanted to have, and one was in the wash. Plus, they're all the same, so.
Sure.
Packed all the china. So, nobody's having a nice dinner now. You guys are getting all the. We're not quite on Chinette, but it's coming soon.
It is.
Booked the move for a fridge, stove, washer, dryer the day before we move because I thought that would be enough. So we'll be like definite takeout that night. Oh, moving! It's so much fun. Should do it never. You'll have to burn my house down around me next time. I'm not leaving.
I can't believe I get these expensive headsets, which we have not been able to use. And the only thing they did is kill my sound effects. So, like, I had intro music. Hey, put an intro. Yeah. Nope.
No, that's all right. Kenny Wang just called us boomers.
Yeah.
Kenny Wang, nothing funnier than watching two boomers having a nice, wholesome stream. LOL. Love you guys. Kevin Mandeville. Jeez, Dave's going to hear cricket for days.
Yeah.
Oh, Jessing is sick. But Jazz's mom is on saying, thanks for asking, Jimmy. Because Jimmy was asking where Jazz was. He's recovering. Love watching you draw, David, and listening to you, Meredith. Aw, Jazz's mom. Thanks for being on the stream, and I hope Jazz gets better soon.
Yeah, thank you. Well, absolutely. Definitely. Hopefully he's feeling better. I'd really like to actually do like an interview with Jazz. I think that would be a lot of fun.
It would be fun.
Especially because he's really like
he made it. He's in comics.
And he made it during COVID.
Yeah.
At a time when nobody can go to conventions. It was, let me zoom out because we're done.
Are we done? Oh.
We're done. There we go. It is what it is, man. All right, we're done. So yeah, I think he'd be a really great interview. I think people really get a lot out of that.
Well, maybe we have on our process.
There you go.
With Meredith and Dave.
Yes.
I didn't call it Meredith first. Dave did that. Actually, Yuri did that. That's why I like Yuri.
I did.
You did say it was going to be me first.
I did write down what to write for a title.
There you go.
Anyway.
All right, everybody. Look at that awesome Captain America. Somebody here tonight is going to be the lucky winner of that sketch next week.
Somebody here next week. So yeah, definitely come by next week.
Somebody here tonight is going to be there next week.
No guarantees, but hopefully you will be.
You are. You're going to be there.
All right.
The sketch. You are not going to miss out on your chance to get that thing.
Okay.
All right.
thank you everyone so much for spending your Monday night with us again. We
Again,
really
again,
appreciate
again.
it. Yeah, it's always great to see all of you guys here. This one was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. Actually, it was, and I did something a little different with the background. Actually, it was I really rushed through this because I knew it was a lot. So all in all, I'm actually pretty happy with it. Like it looks like it kind of came together, and I really wasn't sure how this was going to work out. Anyway, before I start rambling, which I do every time, thank you so much for watching. We will see you next Monday, and I will have a new tutorial video out, not this week, but next week. So, and that one is going to be drawing dynamic superheroes. And then I know we had some requests, and Meredith just, she'll refresh my memory and we'll do those. I thought there were some really good ones. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Anyway, we will see you guys next week. Have a great week.
Eric.
And
Thanks,
yes,
Eric.
again, yes, thank you so much, Eric, and thank you all.
Thank you guys for coming. We'll see you next week.
I'm gonna find the. All right. Good night, everybody.